We are live. All right, guys, just give me a few minutes as we let people come in. And I just want to check a few things to make sure everybody's good. This is going out to YouTube, Twitter, Periscope, Facebook, Twitch, the podcast, worldwide, universal, to the moon and beyond. All right, I know this has been a long awaited live stream AMA. Right, this is just me. This is not some ICO, IEO, whatever. This is just me with the audience. The Sparkster chat is coming in as well because I know you guys have lots of questions about the unlocking tomorrow. So it's a big day, so I couldn't leave you guys out there in the cold. So here we are. All right, just give me a few minutes and we'll get into it. If you guys have any questions, I do have a Mentimeter set up once again, right? So go to menti.com, menti.com, and use the code 426103. Right, so that's menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 426103. Let me know how you guys are doing with the audio. If the audio is good, give it, post a thumbs up, share, retweet, share this with all your friends. All right, let me just put out the alert on Telegram as well. I hope you guys had a great week, right? The market is getting better, right? So I hope you guys are making money because that's what it's all about, right? Making money and changing lives. All right. All right. Tell all your friends we are live for the first time in a while. I'll send out the alert on Telegram. Let me post this in the Sparkster chat too. Yes, guys, we're live. Let me just tell everybody. Oh, this is going on Facebook as well. Okay. Let me just open up my screen so I can get all your comments. Okay, cool. Cool beans. All right. Wow, we got everybody here. Right? 35 people on YouTube already, just watching. All right. Mentor Kappa in the house. Shout out to Alice. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the Patreon, the private mastermind group. Uh, Shout out to Mavis Beacon. Yeah, hit the like buttons, guys. Rodrigo Ludeus, shout out to you. Shout out to Crystal Spark, to Digital Asset, to Maxim, to Tano. Hey, thanks for being the admin and part of the group. To Arthur, Marco, the Wolf of Main Street, Bitline. All right, guys. Wow, so many people. Okay, once again, for those who are joining, I'll be taking questions via both the comments and also Menti, menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 426103. Right, but as you guys know, this has been a long day coming. Right? What? 1 year. 1 year we've been waiting for Sparkster tokens unlock. There's been so much fudge, so much drama. I mean, guys, I've been through hell and back with Sparkster, the community, everything, right? But hey, one thing I can definitely commend you guys, the Sparkster community, which is pretty much like my community as well, right? You guys are, oh man. You guys have gone through every single piece of FUD ever. Sparkster is probably the most FUDed project ever. And deservedly so, right? Because, if, as mentioned before, right, if times were different, not everybody, myself included, might have invested in Sparkster, right? If we all knew it would be 1 year waiting to get our tokens, most of us wouldn't have invested, right? But hey, that's in the past. Tokens are being unlocked tomorrow at 10 p.m. BST, which I think is British time. But regardless, right? Sparkster has tested our willpower, our staying power. But despite all that, if you go to the community, the Telegram group, people are still optimistic. So I just want to celebrate with you guys, right? This is a long time coming. It's so special. I have the champagne. I have the champagne for this moment, guys. It's that good of a moment. I'm here in New York City, here in the Big Apple for a few days. I just finished doing an interview with my writer who's doing a book on me, right? So it's been a good day. And then Sparkster tokens are unlocking. Then, hey, so why not celebrate with some champagne, right? We're going to champagne and campaign. And I'm going to toast with you guys, right? This is for you, right? So we have two glasses, one for you guys and one for me, right? For all of us, crypto family, right? So let's pop this bottle. If I can pop this bottle. This is how you know it's really live. All right, there we go. Woo! All right. Hopefully, if Sparkster does well, this becomes Don Perignon. All right, so one glass for you guys, and one glass for me. All right. And I just want to say, guys, I mean, it's been an incredible journey with everyone here. I mean, definitely tested our willpower. And this is what it's going to be like going forward, right? Not everything is going to be kumbaya, sunshine and roses. I mean, there's so much fun in life in general, right? So we just have to learn what we've gone through here with Sparkster, whether the fun is with the team or with us or with anything in between. Hey, we survived. Cheers, right? To the moon and beyond. Not financial advice. All right, anyway, jokes aside, let's see what you guys have to say. Just give me a minute here. Yeah, I'm just having fun, guys. Just having fun. Okay, we got Alice here, Crypto Boblisky. Save this video. You want to watch it later? Okay, guys. So for those who just joined, right? Let me see if I can share my screen. I do have some stuff I want to present. Okay, so I'm doing this on my Zoom, so just give me a minute here. Okay, let me know if you guys can see my screen here. Okay, yeah, you guys can see it. Okay, yeah, so once again, the code, menti.com, code 426103. I'll be taking your questions from here. All right, so we've done the shout outs. Thank you to everybody for watching. All right, first thing I want to announce is I have officially partnered with eToro. All right, so they'll be launching a crypto exchange, eToro X. All right, so I'll be partnering with them. If you guys want to check that out and also check out their website, eToro is one of the most legit exchanges out there. Right, they come from the regular equities world. Over $1 billion market cap. Had the pleasure of meeting Yoni, the CEO, in Tel Aviv, Israel, during a crypto world tour, and also met him again in Paris at Paris Blockchain Week when they announced eToro X. Right, so I'll be partnering with them. Right now, they only have the main cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ether, Litecoin, Ripple. Right, but eventually they'll be scaling into altcoins slowly but surely. Right, but if you want to join there, go to ianbalina.com/eToro. Right, I'm glad to have them here as a sponsor. Right, disclosure, yeah, they're a sponsor. Right, this is kind of like a affiliate thing, right? But hey, this is a great team, great CEO, an OG of the OGs. Right, he's been here since, oh man, he was Vitalik's boss. If you guys saw my video with him, he was Vitalik Buterin's boss, the founder of Ethereum. He was his boss with colored coins. Right, so these guys have been here for a while. Right, been here for a while. Okay, next up, sorry, just give me 1 second. I want to close all these screens here. There's too much stuff going on. Okay, all right. So I know you guys are probably wondering, Ian has been MIA, missing in action. Where the hell has Ian been? Right? I've been busy, guys, but I haven't just been neglecting you guys. I've been busy in the lab, trying to go from 0 to 1, right? I'm a big fan of Peter Thiel and his book, 0 to 1, and I've been trying to innovate. You guys know we made the spreadsheet, we made token metrics, built the community, inspired so many other people to start making their own spreadsheets and everything else. But if we're to go to the next level, right, if we're to really innovate, blaze a totally brand new trail, right? We aren't just trying to copy like other people in crypto are doing, right? Like, for example, with exchanges. We aren't just trying to copy IEOs. We're trying to be the Binance of this, right? We're trying to innovate where other people copy us, right? So you guys know my spreadsheet is once again public, right? For those who don't know, you can go to my spreadsheet by going to books.ianbalina.com/spreadsheet. I've open sourced my spreadsheet once again. It is free, right? It is, okay, that's not it, right? This is my version 5.1. This is what I personally use to invest our entire team. Everything is here, right? Not everything may be up to date, right? Because we had Cody, we had Chromia, Chromopolis, Harmony, 1101, which I invested in, and Resistance. Hey, shout out to people who got into Harmony. I mean, that one did beautiful, right? Over 10x, I believe. Same thing with Matic Network, 15x, right? Both were Hall of Fames, right? I unfortunately didn't get in. Harmony, I was planning to get into the second round of the private sale, but they ended up canceling that for the IEO, right? And I can't really invest on Binance IEOs because they banned Uganda and Americas, so I can't really invest in Binance. But regardless, though, I'm happy for anybody who got in. Right, you guys are family. Once again, family, crypto family, to the moon and beyond, right? Cody did pretty well as well. They should be having some news coming out. But since you guys are watching this live stream, I have something special for you guys. I do have an IEO on here because I mentioned this is a video. I mean, this is a spreadsheet I personally use, and my team also puts all our data in here. We have a code name on here. You guys probably won't know what it is, but a Hall of Fame ICO or IEO, right, that we like. Disclosure, we have not invested in it. We thought about investing in the equity round, but the lockup was too long, to be honest. It was like 1 year lockup for equity, right? But they are going to do an STO, and then they also do an IEO, right? Strong chance it's going to be a Binance IEO, but don't quote me on that, right? Definitely not financial advice. But we're very bullish on Casper Labs. Like Casper Labs, as you guys know, we were working closely with Techstars and Alchemist, right? And their incubator here in New York. They had about 10, 11 companies in there, right? We'll be investing in one of the companies for equity, making our first equity investment. Hasn't been finalized yet, so once it's finalized, then I'll disclose that publicly. So we're excited making our first equity investment. And Casper Labs is a tech partner for Alchemist and Techstars incubator, right? But Casper Labs is, in my opinion, right, not financial advice, Hall of Fame IEO. Now, is this going to be the next Ethereum? I don't know. But these guys are legit. I mean, as legit as it gets. Initially, we weren't bullish on them because part of the team came from our chain, and we were investors in our chain and the whole private sale. And that whole debacle about how their CEO, I believe his name is Greg Meredith, how he basically scammed the project. Allegedly. Don't come after me. Supposedly scammed the project by buying some music license, a codec, for like $24 million. He basically spent the entire project's money on some stupid codec, right? So anyway, part of the team left to now do Casper Labs, which is partnered with Vlad, who was doing the Casper research for Ethereum, right? And the whole point of Casper Labs is to be think of it as Ethereum 2.0, right? They're trying to bring proof of stake, right, to a decentralized blockchain faster than Ethereum, because Ethereum has kind of been moving slow, right? I've spoken to lots of people. They think Ethereum is, I mean, they think the proof of stake with Ethereum may never happen. They think it's a pipe dream. They think it's pie in the sky. But who knows, right? But Vlad is very well respected in the blockchain developer community. I mean, he is doing Casper research, proof of stake research for Ethereum, right? So if he's now doing a new blockchain, I mean, he was also working with our chain in the past, but if he's now doing a new blockchain, and now so when I spoke with the Casper Labs team, they mentioned that the issue with our chain was it was a foundation, right? But with Casper Labs, they're raising equity. It's actual business. They're legally liable to investors, right? So less likely for anything crazy to happen like this. But either way, I mean, it's a project we're bullish on. We thought about investing for equity, as mentioned before, but just because of the lockup, right, for the STO. But I will be having an AMA with them sometime this summer, right? And they could be, I mean, they'll be doing an IEO on a major exchange, right? I think they're Binance quality. I also think they're pretty good with getting onto other exchanges, right? We've been pretty good with predicting what's gonna be a good project. I mean, our last two KuCoin IEOs were Hall of Fames, right? Chromia and Cody, and same thing with Binance. The last two were Matic Network and Harmony, right? So seems like we're very good at predicting what's gonna list on what, right? So I'm telling you guys right now, since I've been away for a while, I came here spitting the heat, giving you a golden nugget, a gem from the start. Watch out for Casper Labs, not financial advice. All right, so with that being said, right, this is what I've kind of been working on. I know lots of other people now are doing spreadsheets, but what's been keeping me busy is doing that, all right? Plus also doing 100x advisors, doing token metrics application. Actually, sorry, just give me 1 minute. I want to pull up the VC metrics, right, to show you guys exactly what we've been working on. All right, so just give me a minute as I pull this up here. If you guys have any questions, once again, just go ask them on Mentimeter, right? Menti.com. The code was mentioned earlier. I think you guys can probably pull that up there. Okay, let me find this here. So with VC metrics, it's basically the same thing we've been doing with token metrics, but we also realized that when it comes to evaluating an equity startup, things are totally different, right? It's not really something you can just copy and paste from tokens to equity, right? So we had to reinvent the wheel from scratch, right? We had to go back to the same way we were doing things with data, right? So right now, this is my VC metric spreadsheet. This isn't public yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to make this public per se, but thanks to going out there, figuring out the same way we did with token metrics, we think we have a pretty good, at least for now, decent system to evaluate companies for equity, right? Let me just see if you guys have any questions here. All right, so for now, right? So let me just kind of walk you guys through at a high level how we're viewing VC metrics. Right? This obviously has not been fully tested in the real world. Right? So right now it's kind of like back in the old days when we had when I was just a crazy guy in a basement talking token metrics until we had multiple wins. Then people began to put some respect on our names, right? So now this is kind of that same phase, right? But for now, when it comes to evaluating a company, right, the things we look at, so everything here is data driven, right? So we've looked at studies, scientific studies for example, exit surveys done towards entrepreneurs that had companies fail and asking them, hey, what do you think caused your company to fail, right? And we've taken all these results, right, and we've kind of codified them, right? So things such as the market, the growth, the sector, the group, the vertical, how much cash on hand the company has, the team, the competition, the pricing structure, the cost, the product, the business model, the marketing, the customer, where they're located, the investors, the board and advisors. All this has been quantified, right? And then we take this and each different category, we score it, right? So for example, we look at the growth of all these companies, right? The sector they're in, the group, the vertical, right? And also bringing in other metrics from the business world and marketing, right? Like customer acquisition cost, lifetime value, right? Grading some qualitative factors like the user interface, user experience, the technology, right? The total serviceable market cap, right? The viral coefficient, how viral is the company, right? In terms of how many referrals the user is getting, the conversion rate, the customer ratings from their net promoter score to just different surveys, right? So we're getting all of this, even the investors, right? So this is kind of like the spreadsheet, right? All these investors are in here, right? And we score them based on all these different data points, right? The board of advisors, and we come up with a grade. And we basically, this is definitely subjective. It is our opinion, But we think this is a good start as opposed to starting from scratch with nothing or just going based on your gut or your feel. Right now, one thing I'd like to make known, right? Token metrics or VC metrics or just data and analytics in general is not meant to replace humans or your or common sense, right? It's meant to aid you. It's meant to be a complement, right? So the way we leverage this is we first use this model we have to filter out the noise, right? But then once we have the companies, right, we then apply common sense, right? So some products may be able to game the system. That's why we don't really want to publicize the exact metrics anymore, because otherwise some companies may game the system. But anyway, at a high level, this is what we're looking at, right? We even look at what colleges the founders and the team went to. We rank each college, right? For example, here Stanford gets the most points, followed by MIT, then Berkeley, then Harvard, right? So this is the top 50 colleges that have minted the most billionaires, right? Because if we're investors, we want billion-dollar companies, right? Meaning we want to invest in billion-dollar entrepreneurs. So colleges that have minted the most billionaires get the most points, right? So we also look at different IPOs, right? Like Facebook, Google, seeing how they were successful, seeing their data points, right? So it's kind of like we're doing almost like a linear regression. But anyway, right? So we're seeing all the data points and seeing what factors matter the most, right? Seeing their market cap, right? Seeing also the funds. So anyway, not to bug you guys down with the details because I know you guys want Sparkster, right? But I just kind of wanted to show you guys what's been keeping us busy, right? So so understand I'm not missing in action, right? Then the last one. This is a nice surprise. I haven't really shared this on a live stream yet, right? So I figured why not do it now, right? So we've been working hard. This is what's been keeping us the most busy for now, right? We've been working hard on token metrics, right? As I mentioned before, we're taking the spreadsheet and we're making this into a web application, right? First as a website, then eventually into a mobile application. And the idea is the spreadsheet worked, but it wasn't dynamic enough, right? And I want to create something more dynamic, something that I will personally use to invest, something that I think you guys can also personally use to invest, right? If it's something of value to you, right? So think of this as bringing everything that's of best worlds, right? So bringing the spreadsheet, bringing a portion of coin market cap, Blockfolio, bringing Ian right there with you, right? So this is still a working product, right? That's why it's not publicly live yet, right? But we do have the domain name tokenmetrics.com. We had to buy it from somebody. Well, hey, we have it now, and we've also found the trademark, right? So if you have any other issues going forward, hey, we own it. Right? But anyway, the idea is there's the overview, right? You come here, you put your investments, right? So kind of like the spreadsheet, right? But in a more dynamic, intuitive way, right? You have the crypto market cap, we'll have the movers, whatever news, anything for your portfolio, right? Then we have the IEOs and ICOs, right? So you come here, you want to know, hey, what's the top ICO right now? Don't mind the grades. The grades right now are because the data is still being filled in. It's not really full, right? But for example, let's look at Sovereign, right? You'll come here, you open this up, and okay, hold on. I think the screen is refreshing. Okay, just give me a minute here, guys. My computer I may have too many tabs open. Okay, all right, hold on. All right. So we have the disclosure there. You guys saw that. So let me click on Sovereign again. Okay, I think my developer may actually be still updating some stuff here. But I didn't tell him I was going to be going live. Okay, so anyway, let me actually just give me a minute here, guys. Yeah, next time I should probably give him a heads up. I'm gonna be going live. Okay, I was trying to pull up a project. Man, I wanted to show you guys some cool stuff. Okay, I'm gonna have to log in again. Okay, give me 1 second. But are you guys excited for Sparkster unlock? Right? I know that was one of the reasons why we had to pull up this AMA, but we will get to it. But I'm just excited for the market to finally be doing much, much better, right? Because, I mean, we got through over 1 year of a bear market. I mean, over 1 year, right? Looking back now, guys, this is going to make us so much stronger, right? Because the next time the bear market comes around, I mean, we'll be OGs. I mean, we'll be like been there, done that, right? We just gotta marinate on this and learn from our mistakes, right? I mean, even myself included. Like I've been going back, looking at, hey, what could I have done better? And to be honest, right, like around January 2018, maybe worst case like April 2018, I should have been out of the market. I should have sold and ran. Right? I should have just went to like cash, straight cash, or even stablecoin, right? And probably just done short-term trades, right? Short-term trading, arbitrage, whatever. Just went short the market, right? Because really there was no reason to come back into this market until it became more bullish, right? And until really that golden cross period, right? Or like from like the last few months. Anyway, guys, this is I think my developer is updating something, and unfortunately, I'm not able to show you everything, right? I kind of got ahead of myself here, but let me see if there's at least something else I could show, right? I know not everything is gonna be presentable, right? Now, in terms of the date, right? I told you guys I was looking to have this out by the summer of 2018, right? But we're adding so many brand new things to it because we want this to be really, really innovative. We want this to be like a home run, right? We're not just trying to put out anything out there, right? This is going to be a nice premium service, paid service. Okay, so I have part of it here working. Okay, so I can't show you the IEO stuff, but I can show you the tokens, right? So this is going to be like the spreadsheet, now that you guys can see the screen, but it's going to be both IEOs, ICOs, and tokens already trading on exchanges. Because people are always asking, hey, Ian, can you review projects that are already trading? Right? Because especially in the bear market, right? Even now, like most people don't want to touch IEOs, ICOs, right? So what if there's a better investment opportunity, not financial advice, right? That's trading on an exchange. What if it's better than this IEO, right? So we're going to analyze everything and find the best ones we think, right, based on our opinion and our system, right, to invest in, right? So for example, right, once again, guys, these grades are, don't look at the grades. It's still a work in progress, right? Right now it's broken because not every token has data, right? But for example, right now, based on both token metrics, like the fundamental score of a project, from the team, the advisors, the technology, the token metrics, right, to also the trading indicators, right? Hey, based on looking at technical analysis, this is the best project because the fundamentals are sound and the technical analysis is sound as well. And so we're going to have all of this, right? So if we open up Qtum here, right, we'll have all the details here, pricing calendar. This is going to be changed and moved somewhere else down, right? Right now it's not been updated, but you have the project description. We'll have the team, the advisors, the technology, right? You can pull them up here. We'll even have, for all your traders out there who want to trade, we'll have some technical indicators, right? So this is what we're really trying to work on, right? But this is just like this is level one. Then we want to add the data analytics to it, right? To make it really something that data nerds would love, right? So all this is empty for now, right? So this is kind of what I've been busy on, right? So I definitely apologize for not really being consistent with the videos, but I'm not just trying to put out videos to pump some token, right? I've been busy building, right? As that CC would says, beautiful, right? We've been busy doing that. We also want to add portfolio management to this, right? So for you to track your portfolio, right? So because I know lots of people invest in the ICO or even tokens on exchanges, and they kind of want to track that with token metrics, right? So we're going to add this. Then we're going to have a bunch of other stuff to really make it data driven, because that's what we want to focus on, being data driven, right? So this is a chart we have for the best ROI of tokens all time, right? So top one is being Next, Ethereum, and Binance. I mean, Binance has been incredible. If this data is right, their ICO price was 15 cents, and it's at 32 cents. That is over 200x return on your money. I mean, CZ is crushing it. I mean, he's making money. I mean, hey, if anybody can get CZ to do an AMA with me, hey, contact me. I would love to do an AMA with him. But I don't think he does live AMAs. Okay. So anyway, this is kind of what we're building, right? So here we got Ethereum. We got, what's this over here? EOS, right? We'll have investor reports as well, right? So all the write-ups on projects. Now, this is going to be a premium service, meaning it's going to be a paid service. But to everybody who's part of my community, you guys will probably get like the first few months free, maybe even longer, right? I did mention we were looking into doing an airdrop, right? It's still something we're thinking of doing, right? We'll basically give you access to the system, and we're thinking of doing a token. The only issue is we have to create a security token, right? And I've been dealing with the legal stuff of that, right? Actually, that's one of the reasons why I came here to Manhattan, right? To meet my lawyer, right? I hired a very good lawyer. Right? Actually, I've hired the lawyer who basically did legal work for Loom Network, right? I basically got a referral from him, right? So definitely stay tuned. We have amazing news we're working on. Just wanted to give you guys an update on everything that's been keeping me busy. Understand that, hey, I'm still around. I'm just working, right? I have my head down working. I'm basically keeping out of the spotlight, out of the media, right? But I've not gone around. I've not left. I'm still here, all right? Okay, so with that being said, let me just wrap up here and take some questions, because I know you guys do have some questions you would like to ask, right? Let me just kind of go through here and filter. Just give me 1 second. You guys and your questions. Okay. Yeah, so many Sparkster questions. Okay, okay, all right, so once again, if you have any questions and you want to ask them, go to menti.com, menti.com, and use the code 426103, right? So we covered the app. Now, I will be speaking at the African Blockchain Conference in my hometown, Kampala, Uganda, July 3rd to the 4th. This is a big conference in Africa. I'll be a speaker alongside the president of Uganda, Museveni himself. Charles Hoskinson of Cardano will be a speaker there as well. For those who don't know, this is a conference that CZ of Binance was a speaker at last year. And this is how Binance came to Uganda, right? Because CZ was a speaker at the same conference, and Museveni, the president, was a speaker there as well, right? And CZ, I mean, the organizers put CZ in touch, and he had a meeting with the president in person, and the president said, hey, come to Uganda, bring Binance, hey, we'll make it easy for you to establish whatever you want to do here. Next thing you know, Binance Fiat Gateway in Uganda, right? So, hey, I'm going to Uganda. I'm going to speak with the president. Hey, maybe we'll come back with some news. All right. So once again, the spreadsheet is free. Go to books.ianbalina.com/spreadsheet. For my mastermind, the free mastermind, my Telegram group, go to ianbalina.com/mastermind. I am going to be rebranding this now. Everything's going to change to token metrics, right? So my Telegram group is going to change, will change to token metrics, and I will make it publicly available after probably in the next few weeks or so, right? And for those who have interest in the paid private mastermind, email my assistant, ianbalina.com. All right. Let's go to the next question. Or the first question, I should say. Have you seen Bomb Token Experiment? Is it a giant Ponzi scheme, or could it actually be something? Okay, I've not heard of this, so to be honest, I don't even know what the hell it is. I have to look into it. This is the first time I hear of this, so unfortunately, I can't really say much of it, right? Okay, next question. The question you guys have all been waiting for. Are you still bullish on Sparkster? How many X can it do? Also, no top centralized exchange confirmed. Yeah, so am I still bullish on Sparkster? Yeah, that is, to be honest, I'm also conflicted, right? But now that tokens are unlocking, I'm optimistic, but I am concerned and worried, right? There was so much FUD that it could. I'm just hoping I don't lose money on Sparkster, to be honest, right? But looking at the community, because I think community really matters the most. I mean, I think Sparkster has the best community of any crypto project out there. I mean, those guys, first of all, it's a large community, and they're so optimistic. Like, unless they have bots or they're paying people off, right? If all those people are real investors, I mean, it is insane, right? Now, they do have lots of sell pressure, right? Lots of people who were quick flippers invested in Sparkster and were planning to flip it in the first week or two that ended up having to hodl for 1 year, right? So there will be a ton of selling pressure. But, I mean, from the last time I spoke with Shabir, which was like a month or so ago, right? He did mention that they will be launching nodes, master nodes, like staking, right? Basically being able to earn passive tokens, right? So I think if they announce that in the next few weeks, that can mitigate the selling pressure, right? Which would be great for all of us, right? But to be honest, right? I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, right? I don't know how many X's it's going to do. I'll be happy with 1x, right? Because I'll be happy with just not losing money, right? But if it can do a 5x or a 10x, oh man. I mean, hey, how about this? If Sparkster makes money, they can't say anything about us ever again. I mean, all those fudsters, I mean, they just need to RIP. I mean, rest in peace, right? If Sparkster makes money despite all this FUD, I mean, they need to put me and all of us who believe in the Hall of Fame, right? I mean, Hall of Fame. If Sparkster makes money, oh man, I will fly and meet Shabir and Saj in person and celebrate. But to be honest, I mean, I'm just hoping it's not an L, right? So I'm conflicted. I don't know how many X it's going to do, to be honest. That's just speculation, right? I'm just hoping it's 1x plus. Right now, in terms of exchanges, the tokens have been sent. They're locked. But I know Galaxy listed them last year, right? So as soon as they're unlocked, they'll be trading on Galaxy. I'm hoping it's not just Galaxy and IDEX. I'm hoping they have some other exchange, right? When Saj says he has a centralized exchange, I think, excuse me, I think they have an exchange, right? Now, with that being said, though, what I can say, although it is kind of speculating, right? So not financial advice, just my opinion, subjective from personal conversations that shall remain private. I know that KuCoin was revisiting Sparkster, right? Because as KuCoin ambassador, I sent them Sparkster last year to look at, and they had turned it down, right? But I do know they rekindled the conversations again, right? One other, I mean, I'm not sure if this is even a possibility, but maybe they're even looking at Binance Dex, right? I know they were having some kind of conversations with with somebody at Binance, right? I'm not sure if it will, how how serious the conversations were, right? About their when because they're talking about doing the trading algo, right? This wasn't for listing. This was just for possibly using the product, right? Because I don't think Binance is going to list them. To be honest, they've only been listing IEOs or projects that have been out for like a long time, like Cosmos that took a while to launch or list. But so I think Binance Dex is more possible than Binance itself. But if Binance lists Sparkster, oh man, oh man, I mean that would be the move of the year. I mean, if I was Binance, I would list Sparkster, right? Because the community is incredible, right? Because every exchange wants users. So what project has more fanatics than Sparkster, right? I mean, sure, lots of projects have FUD and may dump, but if I was Binance, or if I was any exchange wanting to build a community, I mean, I would list Sparkster in a heartbeat, right? Because you bring those users onto your exchange, you acquire them. I mean, their customer lifetime value is going to be a long time. Then those same users could become evangelists for your own exchange, right? So to me, hey, if you're Binance, if you're listening, list Sparkster. Okay, I already answered this question. Every question is about Sparkster. Okay. All right. So what about one chain? Am I still bullish on one chain? No, I'm not. I mean, I got off that one chain ship a long time ago. I mean, one chain, they definitely disappointed. And if you look at it, right, yes, the market has gone down, right, the last 1 year, but one chain has gone down even more than the market itself, right? So its volatility, all right, its beta is from a investing perspective is a lot worse, right? So I would not touch one chain at all, right? Uh, it made money, but it didn't make money to its full potential, right? I had a chance of meeting Jack again, Jack Liu, the CEO, at the conference in Paris, right? But I mean, nobody was really like FOMOing over one chain, right? It seems like its spotlight in its 15 seconds of fame has gone and vanished, right? So I mean, I personally would not touch one chain at all. Okay, next question. Any news on Cryptopia liquidation? I mean, I don't mess with Cryptopia. I never have, never did. I mean, that's always been like a shitcoin exchange. I mean, and I don't mess with those. I mean, at that point, right? Because no project with solid fundamentals is going to list on Cryptopia, right? Right. So, and I've heard it's kind of been sketchy exchange, and so I've never used it. I don't know anything about the liquidation of the hack, right? They had to shut down because I think they took what $16 million or more from them, right? But other than that, I don't really know what's going on. Did I hear about dApp's privacy coin? What about that? Okay, I don't know what dApps is. I'm not even sure what that is, right? So I can't really say much about that. But what I can say, I mean, some products we like right now, right? I mentioned Casper Labs. Uh, Near Protocol is definitely one to watch out for, right? Near Protocol is I mean, most developers I speak with love that project, right? So Near Protocol is one to keep your eye on as well. And in terms of privacy, I mean, the only privacy coin I've really invested in is Resistance Dex. All right, they're still trying to figure out the whole IEO thing. All right, hopefully it happens this month. Okay, Ultra Alpha Project. Any ideas? Seems to be doing an IEO on BitMax. Cheers and thank you. Thanks for the question. Ultra Alpha. I mean, I've not really looked at this project. I mean, to be honest with you guys, as most investors also feel as well, right? Myself included. I mentioned this, I think, a month ago, right? The IEO space is slowly dying out as well. IEOs and ICOs. Because all these exchanges changing the terms, well, the exchange and the project changing the terms, they're screwing investors, right? I know like a few weeks ago, somebody in a network came to us with STP, right? This tokenizing assets IEO on Bittrex. This was before it was announced on Bittrex. They brought it to us wanting to invest. We looked at it. It was just like a white paper. Said no, right? But I mean, they said they told investors one thing, and then completely screwed them and changed the terms. And now they're only getting like a 5 or 10% token release on the first month, right? So they raised funds under one situation. I mean, it's basically lying. Like it's fraud, straight fraud, fraudulent, right? Like what they're doing is, in my opinion, illegal. Like I think the community as a whole should just make themselves heard by really not investing in IEOs or private cells or ICOs until an IEO has been confirmed, if that's even possible, right? But if the IEO terms have not been confirmed, I will not touch any IEO or ICO because they could screw you and change the terms, right? Like I mean, even Chromia, right? As you guys know, I was an investor in them, right? After waiting almost 1 year for it to unlock, right, for them to finally list on our exchange, they changed the terms on us again. Now we have to, not the first month we only get 5%. Now we have to wait, what, 13 months or longer for the rest of the tokens? I mean, that is straight BS, right? So to a point, like, these exchanges and IEOs, they're going to kill themselves, right? It's like they're committing suicide. So, I mean, even me as the IEO, ICO guy, I cannot really recommend to anybody to invest in an ICO or IEO unless you know that the terms for the IEO have been confirmed, right? Because if the project raises with a large bonus or whatever, the way exchanges operate, right, as somebody who's now spoken to several exchanges, right, and is working closely with several exchanges, they don't want to list an IEO that's gonna dump. Basically, they don't want to be Bittrex. Sorry, Bittrex. Right? They want to make sure whatever they list pumps. And since the market isn't really that bullish yet, and there aren't really that many buyers, the only way to guarantee a pump is to restrict the circulating supply. That's why they're basically trying to play this cheap game of only putting out 5% tokens, right? So that they can pump it like 5x, 10x, right, 15x like Binance and these other exchanges. But I mean, that's a short-lived game. Eventually, it's going to come back down to like 5x or 3x or 2x, or even 1x, right? So yes, technically nobody lost money, but people are buying the top and losing money, right? Because that still happens in crypto. So, I mean, I don't think I would recommend to anybody to invest in IEOs, ICOs, unless you know the terms have been confirmed, and either you're getting an allocation straight from the team or from somebody you trust OTC, right? I would not even invest, and that's hard coming from me, the ICO guy, right? Now, with that being said, though, I mean, BitMax is a great exchange. We had the chance of meeting them in during Consensus Week. We went to the offices in New York City, in Times Square. These guys have an office in Times Square, right? They have offices in Asia, and they opened one up in Times Square. It's brand new. They're still moving in stuff, but they're planning to kind of become like a Coinbase, right? They're trying to get a license here in New York, right? Which is pretty good, right? So it kind of feels like these guys are the next Binance, right? BitMax is really professional. They come from Wall Street background and Hong Kong background, right? The team worked for all these big banks, HSBC, right? They have a person from Gemini who's now working for them, right? So it is a professional exchange, right? And if they get that license, they could be like Gemini and Coinbase, right? So this feels like Binance 1 year before Binance, right? So BitMax is definitely one to watch out for, right? I would not sleep on BitMax, right? We're also now working with them. It's a great exchange. Stay tuned. We will have an announcement in a month or so, right? But stay tuned, right? That's all I can say, really, without really breaking anything I'm not supposed to say. Is Sparkster better than Atom Cosmos? I mean, to be honest, from a technology perspective, I don't think so, right? Cosmos or Atom, right? The token Cosmos has so far received more adoption than Sparkster has. Right? So Cosmos is, I mean, is being used by Binance itself for their own blockchain, right? The Cosmos consensus algorithm, I believe, is being used for the Binance chain, right? So in terms of adoption already, Cosmos has a lot more adoption, right? And Cosmos did a 40x, but that was after like 1 or 2 years, I believe, right? Now, is Sparkster better than that? I don't think so. But if you go in the Telegram group for Sparkster, people will make you believe it's better than that. All right. I missed Cosmos, right, which sucks. That came out in June 2017, I believe, which was before I was really investing in ICOs, right, or even private sales. My first private sale was in June 2017. Then I began tokenmetrics in August 2017, right? So, but hey, one thing we've learned in crypto, it's not about the technology all the time, right? I mean, look at Dogecoin, right? It's top 30 market cap, right? So if Dogecoin can do it, so can anybody. Anything you can pump in crypto, right? So, which is good and bad, right? So it's not always about the technology. So Sparkster could end up surprising all of us, myself included, and going ballistic. But is it better from a technology perspective than Cosmos? I hate to break the souls of Sparkster fans. No, my opinion though. Do you know something about exchanges for Sparkster? I mean, I kind of answered this, right? I know they've rekindled conversations with KuCoin, and I would think Binance Dex may be speaking with them, but I don't really know, right? Binance Dex, I think the barrier for entry on Binance Dex is lower than Binance itself. And if you look at Binance, they haven't really listed any token that's not an IEO, right? They listed a few of them, right? I think Cosmos, right? But Binance is using Cosmos for the Binance chain, right? So I don't really see. It seems like Binance Dex is the minor leagues for Binance now, right? So if anything, it seems like they're gonna move them to. I mean, if Binance were to list them, it will be the DEX, right? Any other exchange out there, I don't really know, right? But yeah, that's all I can really say. Best coin to hodl right now? Great question. Great question. I mean, the market is. Just give me 1 minute here. The market is getting better. I'll tell you what I'm personally invested in. Then we can kind of go from there. Right. I've been hodling some projects. Right. I've been hodling Ether. Right. I bought a big bag of Ether for the first time in a while. Right. Ended up investing in Cody. Right. I invested in the IEO. So I have that. But in terms of my largest holdings, right, just to be transparent, right, there are Ethereum, then Chromia, then Phantasma Soul, then Cody, then MetaHash. Now this isn't counting my MetaHash advisory tokens. This is just counting my investments. Tezos, I still have Tezos XTZ. I haven't sold that yet. I don't really need to sell it now. I still have my RSK, my RIF tokens. We do have a AMA coming up with Diego, the CEO, this month in like a week or so. So stay tuned for that. I still have some Aeon, some Encash, PimDX, but that's about it, right? But I've been hodling MetaHash a lot, to be honest, right? Because the staking, the delegation on MetaHash is incredible, right? Especially for somebody like me who has a ton of tokens, right? Those I invested and also those I'm getting from advising, working with them, right? And we ended up helping the team land one new exchange that's going to be coming, I think, in 1 or 2 months or so, right? They've signed the contract, right? So an announcement will be coming out this month. Then it takes the exchange some time, but it is, in my opinion, a credible exchange, right? So stay tuned for that. But I've been delegating because I've been earning anywhere from like $200 to $400 a day from delegating MetaHash. Right? So cash is king. Now with the price going down, that amount did just decrease, right? But I was earning because I have 2 nodes now, right? Oh, by the way, guys, if you want to join the nodes, I posted that in my Telegram alerts channel. It's being managed by Detox, right? So thank you, Detox, for managing that, right? The nodes, the payout for the nodes is so whatever. Yeah, so the payout is 81% uh, daily, and the way that works is whatever the nodes. You have to kind of look at the formula, right? So without getting too technical with the details, I believe the way it works is based on the amount you delegate, right? So you can't just get a bunch of tokens for not doing nothing, right? Based on what you delegate, right, you get a percentage back, right? But hey, it's been good, right? I mean, I've been delegating a lot, right? In terms of the amount of MetaHash I have and what I'm getting from delegating, there's an online calculator. I think the pad was like 10 to 15% a month of whatever you have, right? So I think it was somewhere around 15%, right? So I think you can double your initial investment amount in like 8 months or so, or even less, right? So hey, it's not bad, especially when the market is going down. So MetaHash to me has been pretty strong, right? So I've been hodling that and just kind of getting the tokens from delegating, right? So I've been getting $200 to like $400 a day, right? When the price goes back up to like over $3 and over $4, I mean over 3 cents and over 4 cents, it's going to be worth a lot, right? But right now, I mean, I did take a small amount of profit. I took like 50 grand off, I think, or less. But I mean, I'm just delegating, right? So to me personally, I'm using that to hodl, right? Uh, I'm looking more into lending as well. Not any coins per se, right? I'm just going back to overall portfolio management, right? Because one of the things that I could have done better in the bear market, right? I didn't really want to go to cash, but an option better than cash is lending, right? So I've really been looking more into the lending projects, right? Like Celsius, which I liked. I had an MA with Alex last year, right? They're paying 8% annually on stablecoins. I mean, that beats any bank account, like any bank you have, right? Any non-crypto bank account, right? So if I can just put my money in like a stablecoin, like the Gemini dollar, right, and get like 8% annually, right? Hey, that's a good way to balance the portfolio, but also not be in pure cash, right? So when the market is going down, you're still making some money, right? I mean, it's not much, but it's decent, right? So I've been looking a lot into lending projects, right? So Celsius, I looked into Nexo, but it's not really. I mean, it's they claim to have insurance for up to $100 million, right? But I'm not sure what happens after that. And a friend of mine said he thought the project was sketchy. This is his opinion, not mine. Uh, but I probably would defer to him, to be honest. Right? He said the company was incorporated in Panama, and the team is from Bulgaria, and he wasn't sure, and he had to sign an NDA or something or whatever, right? So I don't know what's going on, right? But anyway, Celsius app, they have a mobile app which I love, right? So I've been downloading that and kind of trying that out. I just passed the KYC, so I may try that out and just kind of see. Now I'm not using their token. I'm probably going to try out sending some stable coins there and seeing how that works, right? But it's a good way to kind of balance a portfolio, right? Because part of your portfolio should be in cash, right? So I know I definitely mismanaged my portfolio when I was going all into ICOs only, right? But now I'm kind of becoming more balanced, right? So in terms of coins to hodl, going back to your question, besides MetaHash and probably stablecoin, but lending that out and getting some interest on that. Other, um, yeah, that's tough. I haven't really been looking. I mean, Matic Network. I'm still bullish on them, right? Matic Network. I'll give you guys a golden gem here. So they will be getting onto Coinbase eventually. I'm not sure when. All I know is Coinbase, from a very reliable source, Coinbase's requirement, right, is they only list tokens that have a market cap over $100 million, right? And Matic's market cap now is like under 50 million, right? So with Coinbase, we're equity investors in Matic Network, and they're actually using their technology, right? And one of the Matic Network's advisors works at Coinbase, right? That's how they kind of got connected, right? It is optimistic to assume that when Matic Network gets a market cap over 100 million, let's say like 150 million, which would be what like a 3x from this current price, Coinbase is going to start looking to list them, right? Not financial advice, but that's one I would probably hodl. I've been looking to get into it, but I'm stingy, man. I was trying to buy the dip. I was trying to buy it at ICO price. It never went below ICO price. They went to like 2x only, I think. That like 1.8x, then just took off to 15x, right? And one thing I will add, right? I also do know that there will be listing on a Korean exchange, right? I know that's from a very good source, not financial advice as well, right? Just speculation, right? But from a credible source, I believe though. I personally believe, right? It doesn't mean you should believe, right? Come to your own conclusions as a mature adult and investor, right? Do your own research. But I personally believe from credible sources that, well, I guess I know that they've been speaking uh, or talking to people in Korea, right? And I think there will be listing in Korea eventually, right? Not sure exactly when, but Korea and Coinbase, I mean, that makes it a great hodl, right? I mean, Harmony's been doing pretty well, but I'm not sure if I would hodl if I had it now. I mean, hey, if I invested in them now, I mean, part of the if I was in the IEO, I would have taken profits. Not everything, but definitely some, right? At least my initial investment. You know, at least the initial investment, I would have taken profits on that. But great question. What is the potential you see with Sparkster midterm? How many times am I going to answer Sparkster questions? A midterm? Um, I mean, I don't know, to be honest, right? It's speculating. So, I mean, I'm just hoping to get like a 1x or 2x or even 3x, right? Not to lose money. But I mean, Saj is a genius marketer. I mean, I may even say Saj could be Justin Sun 2.0. I mean, that Ivan on Tech video was well timed, well executed. And then Saj, he's a smooth communicator. He's good on talking with the media, on camera, interviews. I mean, guys, I mean, if Saj can master the announcement of the announcement, right? That pre-announcement. Oh man, I mean, hey, we may go to the moon. So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of Saj is a great marketer. I mean, that's why even when he pitched and won the Crypto World Tour event in Amsterdam last year, I mean, everybody could see he was great on camera, right? So the potential is, I know that there's the FUD, then he has great marketing, right? And if they can keep up the good marketing, anything is possible, all right? So, I mean, I'm very optimistic that we're not going to lose money. I mean, if Saj can rein in and leverage all his marketing skills and evangelizing skills, right? Because he was doing sales at Cisco, which is a big company, right? That's why he was an all-star, right? If he can become like Justin Sun 2.0, I mean, hey, anything is possible. Anything is possible, right? So, I mean, so I still believe. I still believe, right? I've not lost all hope for Sparkster. I mean, I still believe, right? That Ivan on Tech video was great, right? If they can put out more of those, hey, midterm potential will look good. Don't you think it's bad that they're listing on IDEX rather than exchange property after a huge ICO? Kind of disappointing, your opinion. Um, I mean, I think they're listing on other exchanges, right? Because he said centralized exchange, right? So it's not just IDEX. IDEX lists all ERC20 tokens, right? So I think there's definitely an exchange coming, right? But if it's just IDEX, I mean, that's wrecked. I mean, it's not good, right? But I have hopes that they will have great marketing and not mess up. I don't think they're gonna mess this up. Will non-custodial or decentralized exchanges take over soon, or is this still 5 years away? Yeah, I mean, I honestly I think they could take over now. In terms of the time frame, I don't know. But Binance launching Binance Dex and Harmony is getting a ton of volume on there, right? Because Binance probably has market makers, right, or Harmony or whoever. I think the volume was like 10 million daily, which is insane for a DEX, right? Because we aren't in the ICO bubble anymore, right? When all DEXs like Ether Delta had volume, right? So I mean, it's pretty good volume, and we know that KuCoin is launching a DEX, I believe, right? Huobi is launching a DEX. OKX is launching a DEX. So pretty much every tier one exchange is launching their own decentralized exchange. So this means this is something they value. It's something they feel like they have to do to protect future growth opportunities, right? So if they value that, then I think we have to value that as well, right? So that's also why I invested in Resistance, although it has taken a while to come out, right? But I think DEX is, I'm not sure if they'll take over, but if they can have volume like how Binance DEX has with Harmony, right, the one token, then I mean people will use them, right? So it makes sense. People will go where there's liquidity, right? So if there's liquidity and it's non-custodial, why would you trade on a centralized exchange, right? Unless you want like that customer support, right? Good question. Sparkster to the moon. How to sell? Thanks. 100. I mean, I'll tell you my strategy, right? I'm gonna I'll probably be up as soon as this announced that it's trading, wherever, and I'll just look at the price action, right? If it's dumping like on the first minute, and if it's down 50% or more, I'm gonna hodl. Like I'm not gonna sell if it's down 50%, right? Because at that point, why sell? Right? You're basically taking the L, right? You're basically buying high, selling low, right? So at that point, I personally would not sell, right? But if it's up like 1x, 2x, 3x, I'm gonna take some money off, right? If it's up 3x, I'll take out my initial. If it's up like heck, even probably 2x, right? Just to mitigate risk, right? If it's up 1x, 2x, 3x, right? 1x, I probably would sell like a third, right? 2x, probably like 2/3. 3x, I would sell my initial, right? So when I say 1/3 and 2/3, I mean of my initial, right? Then the rest is just house money, right? So that's probably what I'm gonna do, right? If it's up more than that, oh man, I mean, hallelujah, right? I mean, if it's that, I mean, you'll see me in an astronaut costume or outfit. Right? If it's over 3x, after all this fun, oh man, I mean, that would be beautiful, right? So that's kind of my strategy for Sparkster. Okay, I've already answered this question. Sparkster. Okay, if we got a question that's not Sparkster. What do I think of next? I mean, I've been looking into it the last few months, right? It's been growing on me, right? It seems like these guys are well structured with the strategy, their vision, their operations, their execution, right? So I mean, it's definitely been growing on me, and they're regulated, right? Now I haven't used it yet, so I don't really know much besides just kind of viewing things from the sidelines, right? But I mean, so far it looks good. Can't really complain, right? I know I wasn't bullish on it. Okay, next question. Best coin to hodl now. I've already answered that. Have you done YouTube reviews on your Hall of Fame projects? I mean, I haven't really been doing YouTube reviews anymore, guys. I mean, I've kind of mentioned this before on past videos, but for those who are brand new or who didn't watch those videos, I mean, I'll tell you why I stopped doing YouTube reviews, right? It was probably at the peak of the bull market, right? Because I would do reviews on a Hall of Fame project. They would pump the projects to the moon in terms of the community, the FOMO, then let's say, because I had like 100,000 subscribers or more, right? Only like 10,000 could get into the ICO, the private stuff. So then I had 90,000 people who were pissed at me for not being able to get into an ICO because it was a Hall of Fame, right? And they thought I was just pumping a project, and now they lost access to that project, right? And then you had those people, some who got in, like the 10,000 who got in, right? If the project did well, they loved you. If it did bad, they would hate you, right? Even if it wasn't financial advice, right? So it didn't really make sense because I saw that not everybody, especially as my channel got bigger and bigger, not everybody could invest in a project, right? That's why I'm very excited for Token Metrics, right? The app, right? Because now we're not just doing ICOs or IEOs. We're doing products already on exchanges, and with those, I mean, everybody can get it. Right? There is no hard cap, right? So people aren't going to be salty if they can't get in, right? So, and then the market was also getting bad as well, right? And I just didn't want to have all that spotlight and the attention, right? Just from doing one review on a project, right? I was moving the market way too much, right? And I do have a very big surprise for Token Metrics that I think is going to take it to the next level, right? I haven't really announced it yet, but it will. I'll just hint at this, right? No longer will it be me who's doing the scoring of the projects. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Right? All I can say, it won't be me anymore, right? But it will be 0 to 1, as Peter Thiel says, right? And if we do what I think we can do, right? If we really achieve our fullest potential, I mean, all the other spreadsheets out there will just, they won't really compete, right? Because that's what 0 to 1 means. Like, we'll really innovate. We'll force them to really shut down and change the entire business model and come up with something better, right? Because if Tokenmetrics can do what it's supposed to do, what we hope it can do, right? Not to be cocky or anything like that, right? But if we achieve a full potential, why would anybody use a spreadsheet? Right? Why? Right? If this is like 10 times, 100 times better, why would you use a spreadsheet? Right? So we're very, very excited, right? And just the team, right? From the developer, the analysts, we're in the process of hiring a product manager, right? A marketing analyst, right? For those who have interest in working with me, right? Just go to ianbalina.com/careers. We're hiring, although we are in the final stages of most interviews, right? Maybe you guys have the interest or just want to submit your resume, just go there, right? But yeah, I mean, we're very, very excited for this, right? And so that's where I'll be reviewing, well, not me, but the soon to be announced surprise. We'll be reviewing all these projects, right? And oh man, I mean, rarely do I say this, but if we can do what we hope we can do, what we plan to do, I mean, this whoever reviews these brand new projects will be better than me, right? And rarely do I say anybody's better than me. So if we can do what we think we can do, right? This will it will shock the crypto world. And we're very, very excited. So that's why I've been busy the last few months and just kind of had a ton of vision and not doing as many videos, right? But I mean, this is really going to change the world. I mean, I think the vision, just kind of show you guys how excited I am. We're trying to make Token Metrics be, I mean, if we do what we think we can do, be the first mainstream crypto DApp. I mean, that's how big the vision is, right? Because think about it. Most people who get into crypto get into it for investing and trading, right? So why can't the first mainstream DApp be for investing and trading, right? You could say that the first mainstream DApp for crypto was Coinbase, right? Because at one point in time in December 2017, during the bubble, right? During the ICO bubble, right? And crypto bubble, right? Coinbase was the #1 app on the App Store for like a day, for like a few days, right? When Bitcoin was at like 20,000. Coinbase was the #1 app on the Apple App Store. Right? So it shows you, right? I mean, people first come to crypto for money, exchanges, right? which means investing, trading. So why can't the next mainstream DApp be one for investing and trading? But the thing is, people always want to know, right? What coin should I buy? What token should I invest in? They want to know, but they don't want to do their research, right? Because people are lazy inherently, right? Like 95% of people are lazy. So what if you could solve that problem? Now, what if you could tell them what coin or token to buy, not financial advice, right? Or what if you could even do it as financial advice? What if you could legally do it as a financial advisor? You guys kind of see where I'm going, right? Right? And no longer have to say this is not financial advice. And what if you could do it at scale? Oh man, now you guys see where I'm thinking, right? So anyway, I'm excited, right? But anyway, guys, shout out to Michael Scowen. Thank you for the kind words. He's saying Balina is a crypto legend. I mean, hey, we can all be crypto legends, right? It's not just about me, but it's, I mean, guys, because I've spent a ton of money on this, but it's also taught me a lot, just to kind of go off topic, right? Because I've probably answered enough Sparkster questions for the whole month, right? So I'm spending my own money building this for now, right? I've spent, I don't even know, I mean, almost 100 grand, so slightly under 100 grand of my own money building this in a bear market, right? I didn't want to raise capital or do an ICO for this initially, right? Now, then I also want to do the token airdrop, right? So, I mean, all of this, like the developer, right? I'm paying the developer like 7 grand a month or whatever. Then I had to pay a lawyer like an initial fee, 6 grand just for like the opinion. Then I'm gonna hire him full time to do all the legal work for this, right? Then I'm gonna hire a team and a staff, right? Then we're gonna go to the SEC and try to get their approval. I mean, guys, we're trying to do this by the book, right? Like, so the moves well, the things we have to do to achieve this, right? It takes lots of money to do, right? But I want to create this for the whole community as a whole, because I mean, this will help me a lot, but it will also help lots of people, right? Because as somebody who's been reviewing ICOs and token projects out there, right, and also who has a community, I've intimately gotten to know all your problems. Like this has been the best customer discovery process I could have asked for, right? Because we had this AMAs, these videos, and I've gotten feedback all the time via the Telegram group, the social media. So I know what people want. So I'm trying to create a product for them, right? So, and I want it to be legal by the book, right? If we have to get this product to become, I mean, right now it's probably just going to be like the financial opinion, but if we can make this even a financial advisor product, man, that's fire, right? That's 0 to 1, right? So anyway, that's why I'm working with a very good lawyer, expensive lawyer, not cheap. Probably gonna cost me for the next thing we're doing, like 40 grand, right? But just signed a deal. That's why I had to fly here to meet him in person to close that deal. I'm gonna spend 40 grand of my own money to have him help me with the SEC, right? So because you want this to be proved by the book, right? And I mean, he's done well with Loom Network and all these other projects, right? So, right, because Loom ended up getting onto every exchange out there: Coinbase, Binance, Poloniex, Bittrex, all that, right? So with us, right, we aren't doing a utility token; we're doing a security token. But I think this is great because this lets us do all the things we want to do that we may not be able to do with a utility token, right? So you guys, if you watch my security token video, I told you guys security tokens are the future, right? People are saying security tokens are dead. I don't think they're dead. I don't think they even began. I don't think the bubble has began yet. Right? I think they're still in their infancy. They're still babies, right? But I believe in them so much, I'm going to make my own security token, right? And if everything is finished and done and approved, I mean, we're going to make moves. I mean, and because at the end of the day, right, my community always tells me, Ian, we want to go to the moon with you, right? And I said, okay, how can we legally go to the moon together, right? So if you view everything with that lens, that picture, right? How can we all legally go to the moon together, all right? And that's what we're building, right? So stay tuned. We're very excited. We're hyped, right? That's why we're here, popping the champagne bottles. This is for Sparkster, but if we do what we can do, we'll be popping champagne bottles, hopefully a lot more often. All right. Let me just kind of go through YouTube here and see what people are asking here. Will MetaHash reach $1? Oh man, I mean, I think that's gonna take a while. MetaHash is at what, 2.5 cents right now? I mean, if it does, that'll be great. But I mean, right now I'm just delegating, right? Making that passive income. As I mentioned before, they are coming onto a new exchange, right? An exchange that I think is decent, very good, right? Actually, yeah, I think I mentioned the exchange, not in terms of MetaHash, but somewhere in this live stream. So if you're watching, you can use that for process of elimination. Dog Barker in the house. Hey, what's up, man? NBA team soon? Hey, I would love to get an NBA team. Hey, I've been rooting for the Raptors. Right, sorry to my fans in the Bay Area, in San Francisco or Oakland, right? But the Raptors, Kawhi, right, and his claw, the claw hands, right? I mean, I think it would be great for a whole country to win an NBA championship. I was trying to go to catch one of the games, right? Because one of the companies we're going to be investing in is in Toronto, so it would have been good until I looked at the price tag for the tickets, and I said I have to make more money because the tickets are like over $1,000, and they're in the bleachers, right? And then I'm not used to paying that much for tickets, although in the bleachers, right? And I wanted tickets courtside or somewhere close to courtside, right? And those are like way too much money, right? I have to get on that Jay-Z level, right? But hey, shout out to Jay-Z for those who've been following the news. Became the first hip-hop billionaire, right? And lesson learned, right? He made his money from investing. Even though he's known for music and rapping, right? Most of his money comes from investing, right? And also from creating his own brands, his own companies, right? He has like what he has the Deuce and the Ace of Spades, right? Ace of Spades is worth over $300 million. Deuce over $100 million. Invested in Uber, right? Investing, guys, is where it's at. You want your money to work for you as you sleep, right? So I mean that's why sometimes you can do your own hobbies, travel the world, whatever, and people wonder how you're making money because you're making money as you sleep, right? You want that passive income, right? So hey, shout out to Jay-Z. And basketball team, I mean, that would be a dream. I mean, that's one of my big goals, right? As mentioned before. Right now I'm 30. I mean, if I can get it by 40, that would be amazing, right? I think that would inspire lots of people, right? Lots of people who look like me from Africa, Uganda, black, whatever, minorities. I mean, everybody, right? People in crypto. And what if we even tokenize that? What if we tokenize the basketball team, right? What if we tokenize the basketball team and put it on Binance? That would be ridiculous, right? But hey, that's what crypto is for, right? What if we could like have like decentralized voting on different things the team does, on trades? I mean, that would be epic. That'd be probably crazy, but it'll be epic too, right? We the North. Yeah, yes, Rudy. Yeah, we the North. Dr. Dre was the first hip hop billionaire from a deal about 4 years ago. Yeah, I thought so as well, but I think Dr. Dre only made 800 million from that deal. I don't think he made a full billion. I think because Apple bought Beats by Dre for 3 billion, but I think the equity portion Dr. Dre had was only worth 800 million, I believe. But don't quote me on that. Why do you need your own token and your own app when you can use the Pareto platform for financial advice? Great question. Hey, this is not a knock against Eric or anything like that, but one thing I've learned, guys, from investing in so many projects, right? after a while, when all these projects mess up, right, and don't listen to you, you say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna build it myself, right? Because I'll listen to myself, right? So I don't have anybody who's preventing from fulfilling my vision, right? I know you guys probably have the same mindset, right? Something when all these projects just mess up on the basics, right? You're saying, hey, you know what? I'm not gonna try to argue with them. I'm just gonna build my own thing, right? And if you take the lesson from Jay-Z becoming a billionaire, right? Because now we're not talking about $1 million moves. We're talking about $1 billion moves. This is how you buy the basketball team, right? Millionaire gets you out of the 9 to 5 world, but becoming a billionaire, you gotta do moves on a whole different level. You have to help people make money, right? So the way I view it is, right? Jay-Z became a billionaire from building his own companies and brands, his own champagne, his own cognac, right? He even bought title, right? And he bought some Swedish company and made that title, right? That was him trying to make his own brand, his own companies, right? So if you read the Ford article, right, it says that he made his money from building his own brands, not from partnering with other brands. I mean, yes, you can partner with other brands, but you want to have equity, right? And I think that's why Jay-Z has really changed the game, because he's going to inspire so many other musicians and artists to realize, hey, why get paid to be a spokesperson or ambassador or do an ad for this company like Coca-Cola or Pepsi, right? Let's say Pepsi, right, or Coca-Cola pays a musician $20 million annually to promote the company. I mean, their soda, right? But what if, as opposed to doing that, you create your own soda company? I mean, and nowadays it's not even that difficult, guys. I mean, nowadays you can private label anything. I mean, it's not even that difficult, right? Nowadays you can even outsource, right? You find, let's say you're lazy, right? You find some other up and coming startup company, like a soda line, right? Let's call it champagne soda, right? And you become an equity investor or owner in it or partner, and you get equity. Let's say they just give you 25%, 10%, and then you market that, right? So now when that company blows up, you're getting a lot more than just uh, those ad sales or whatever, right? That deal, right? That's how Dr. Dre made his money, right? He got equity in Beats by Dre. I mean, in Beats, right? Then when Apple bought it for $3 billion, that equity was worth a lot of money. And Dr. Dre learned from 50 Cent. 50 Cent got equity in vitamin water, right? Then when he would kind of pump that in his music or whatever, right? He was building equity and not just getting some royalty check, right? So at the end of the day, it makes sense to build equity over just getting a royalty check, right? So I think it's a lesson for any entrepreneur out there, right? So, and I think it makes sense, right? It makes sense to invest, but to also be building your own equity on the line, right? If there's anything you guys learn out of this, besides my opinion on Sparkster, right, and this whole video or live stream, build your own equity whenever you can, right? I mean, like, hey, even with me, guys, like, when I was the global ambassador for KuCoin, right? I mean, they give me some equity. I mean, well, not equity, but tokens. But tokens could be viewed as equity, except those tokens don't, right? But that's besides the point, right? So I feel like equity gives you a huge upside, right? So I've always been an entrepreneur from the start. So I want to get back to building, right? I want to invest, but I also want to build, right? Because I've learned so much from investing in over 75 companies, 75 IEOs, token companies, right? And that knowledge can be applied to build something amazing, right? Because in my opinion, almost all these projects messed up somewhere, right? What if I could do it better? I mean, and it also makes me have to go out there and prove myself, right? But anyway, that's kind of my thoughts on that. Great questions, guys. Great questions. Let me see what other questions people have. I'm taking these from YouTube. Thank you, Sian Dafe, for the question, for the support. And by the way, guys, all the sponsored comments on YouTube, right? As mentioned before, all that funding goes to my charity that I've partnered with on YouTube, which is Children of Uganda, right? As you guys know, I was born in Uganda. Hey, what's up, Vero, Mile Felipe? What's up, brother? Thanks for the support. All right, so let me take the next question here. Okay, any current thoughts on Ergo, an older all-star of yours? They recently got Hyundai as a client to build in their blockchain. Is that as big as I think it is? Are you still holding Ergo? I never was holding Ergo. I never invested. I mean, I wanted to invest, but it was sold out by the time the private sale was over. So I never got in. I mean, I'm not sure if it's big because nowadays it seems like Hyundai is working with every Korean blockchain company. I mean, because Icon is working with them, I believe, and Ergo, right, and I think HDAC or something, right? So, I mean, it's good for Korea, but Ergo, I'm not sure what the ROI has been on that company since then, right? So I'm not sure how big it is, but it seems like every Korean blockchain company is now working with Hyundai. I mean, I think they're that big, right? So I'm not sure it's as noteworthy as it was before, right? The market is a lot more mature, but hey, I mean, if they can do that, I mean, that's great. That's great for them, right? What are your thoughts on Chromia's potential? What are you also thinking about Sparkster price? Okay, I already covered Sparkster. Chromia, I mean, Chromia, so I haven't sold Chromia yet, all right? When I saw that it was only at 2x or 1x, yeah, 2x for most of the time, with only 5% circulating supply, I knew that the market makers were not really doing much. I mean, I felt like there wasn't really any liquidity, right? Not that market makers illegally move markets, but they create liquidity, right? And they had a decent budget, I believe, for market making that they could have put like a buy wall, right, or a price floor to support the price, right? To support whatever price, right? And I felt like they were waiting to shake out the weak hands, people who didn't believe, right? Because that's a strategy that most projects now are employing, right? This is also something to take note of, right? So I would never. That's why I don't like selling like the first hour, the first, or even the first day, right? Because projects now are getting smart, right? So if you have, let's say you have $1 million or $5 million market maker budget, why would you put a price floor to support people who are dumping your token? That makes no sense, right? So from a, especially in a bear market, right? So now projects, the way they view things is, hey, you know what? Let's let these dumpers dump, get out, right? Let's shake them out, right? Once they're out, then we'll start supporting the price, right? That's why you get projects like there's that initial dump, then they take off, right? Even with Matic Network, right? There was that initial dump, but the dump was still at like 1.5, 0.8x, right? Then it went to 15x, right? Because now when the buyers come in, but once they pick up the marketing and buyers come in, right? There's like liquidity for them to buy and sell, right? And it organically makes the price go up, right? But most projects that I speak with, they're all anticipating an initial dump, and they don't want to support that. So tying this to Sparkster, because I know lots of people from Sparkster community are watching this, right? If Sparkster is going to have an initial dump, right, from the FUD, and they have a budget. Let's say the market maker has a budget to support the price. Why would he support? Why would he waste money on people dumping? That money is better spent once those people have gone, once those quick flippers have left, supporting the price when it's going up, right? So if anything, I mean that makes you want to hodl more, right? That's why Chromia now is taking off, right? I kind of felt like they now ramped up the marketing, and now there's more price support, right? So I'm bullish on Chromia, all right? I haven't sold anything yet, right? I'm probably not gonna sell until like 3x, right? As usual, right? Right now I'm just patient, Okay, already answered questions on Chromia. Best coin to hold, already answered that. Am I bullish on BitMax IEO Ampleforth? So I've been hearing a lot about this. I haven't looked much into it, to be honest, but I do believe Ampleforth is a stablecoin, and I haven't really been bullish on investing in stablecoins. Right? Reserve did pretty well, right? We had the AMA with them, with Nevin Freeman recently. I believe that did a 2x, right? But I mean, am I going to invest in a stablecoin? I mean, I still haven't. I mean, I may end up using a stablecoin for just like holding money, right? I've kind of come around to that notion of not using stablecoins, right? But would I? Am I bullish on it? I don't have enough information to really say much, but I generally steer clear of stablecoins as an investment. Can you unmute all the supporters of Sparksters and you too that have been muted, banned for no reason? I mean, anybody who's okay. So go to my Telegram community and try to join again. I'll talk to my admin team, right? Because I haven't really been talking. I mean, because I guess people were trying to show Sparkster too much, so they wanted to kind of tone that down, right? But hey, I'll speak with my admins and let them know. Thank you for bringing that up. Have you seen the partnership announcement from SIA and Quant Network? This could be bigger than Stellar and Ripple. Are you talking about SIA Coin, I believe? If so, I mean, I haven't heard anything about this, right? But hey, I did hear some rumor about Ripple buying MoneyGram or something. I'm not sure how true that is, right? But I saw that going around different Telegram groups. Not sure if it was fake news or if it was real. I mean, if it's real, that's good, right? Ripple has done well, right? That was my first 10x investment, so it always has a sweet place in my heart. Stella did well as well with that IBM partnership, which was huge for them, right? Uh, SIA, I don't know what SIA is. Quant Network, I was not bullish on initially, right? But things always change, right? Markets get mature, projects adapt, they grow, they have progress, they have development, right? But I don't really have much to say about those two. We need a multi-party video series on MetaHash. Okay, I think you mean multi-part. On what? I mean, I've kind of covered most of MetaHash, right? I don't really know what else is there to cover, right? MetaHash, I mean, it's pretty advanced blockchain, right? It's a next-gen blockchain, right? And there are videos already from other people, right? Ivan on Tech did a video on MetaHash for developers, right? He has some videos coming out where he'll be building a dApp on MetaHash, right? MetaHash will also be launching smart contracts this year, right? So stay tuned for that, right? In terms of delegation, I mean, that's kind of already out there, right? It's already been done, right? It's just pretty straightforward, right? So I'm not sure what other videos you guys would like. Do I know any other Bitcoiners in Tahiti that you can buy Bitcoin from? Unfortunately, no, I do not. Uh, Probably better to find an exchange or somebody you trust, which could be hard in Tahiti, right? I don't know what exchange or OTC companies are there. Good question. Are Zebi and all Indian projects dead with a crypto ban? So, I mean, first of all, Zebi is probably dead. Not because of the ban. The ban is not real. The ban is fake news, right? They almost got me as well, but because I'm an investor in 1101 protocol, which is a blockchain protocol for India, right? I spoke with the team as well because I was concerned, but turns out that's just fake news, right? So they told me the media in India is is crazy. They'll publish anything without research, right? Because it's clickbait. They just want news, right? So there was some report on a company which I thought was Bloomberg, but it's not even Bloomberg. It's some other company that's partnered with Bloomberg that's using their name, but it's not doing the same journalism or not holding the same editorial standard as Bloomberg, right? So the ban, I mean, right now they're just kind of they're in the date hasn't even been announced. Like if you read the articles, there isn't really much news. They're just speculating, right? But I mean, the companies I've invested in don't think it's gonna happen, right? So until it happens, I don't think it's gonna happen because they've been saying India is gonna ban crypto for the last 1 year. Nothing has been banned yet. All they're having are just meetings. Right now, Zebi as a project is probably dead. Right? It hasn't really done much. And then Babu, the CEO, stepped down. Right? I think that yeah, the CEO stepped down, CEO or CTO. Anyway, he stepped down. Right? So, I mean, I wouldn't say a blanket statement like that that all Indian projects are dead. I mean, I'm still invested in 1101 protocol. Right? I'm bullish on that. Right? They're backed by Tech Mahindra. The CEO even has a video on YouTube uh, announcing the partnership with the company. They're equity investors, right? It's a project we're investing in and we're also advising. Right? Osuf was a former Microsoft blockchain lead, right? Uh, they'll be announcing a partnership. I probably should not be saying this, but let's just say they'll be available on Microsoft Azure, right, as a service, right? Then they got into a Microsoft Scale or Scalar incubator in India, right? I mean, because the CEO comes from the Microsoft tree, right? He was the blockchain lead, so I mean, it's going to be easier for them to get those partnerships with Microsoft, right? So I mean, and the guy is smart, right? Went to MIT, worked for Boeing as well. Was a rocket engineer, aerospace engineer, right? MBA from MIT. I mean, he's a smart guy, right? So I'm very bullish on them. So I wouldn't say all Indian projects are dead. Hello, Ian. Hope you're fine. Hey, thank you. What do you think about icon price, target, and roadmap? And to be honest, I mean, I think icon is done. I mean, as you guys, I sold my last batch of icon, my last bonus tokens, like a week ago, right? I had been in icon for a while, right? But I had sold most of my icons, and like I sold on the way up, all the way to 12 cents. I mean, so icon made me money. Hey, cheers to icon. Some champagne on that. Now, but now, I mean, so I just heard from Diego, my business partner, with 100x Advisors, because he's bullish on icon, that they just launched their nodes or delegation program or staking program. And I was like, they're launching nodes just now? They came out like a year ago, right? I mean, MetaHash launched nodes like the first month. I mean, they're behind the ball, right? So I haven't been following the roadmap, but even the node, I did look at one of their documents for running a node because Diego was trying to convince me to do a node with him. But I mean, I think it was only earning like 22% a year. And I was like, I'm earning 15% with MetaHash each month. I mean, why am I gonna put money in Icon? That's to be honest, that's when I sold my Icon, right? The last tokens I had, it wasn't much. It was like 10 grand worth left, right? But I was like, you know what? Let me cash this out, right? But the price has been going up. I think last time I checked, right? But I was kind of surprised that they're just launching nodes now, right? Because I mean, Icon, because they launched the mainnet over a year ago, but I think they didn't really make it public. I think it was very privatized, very centralized, right? Unless somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, right? But I would think that they would, I mean, have better progress, right? They've announced lots of partnerships, right, with lots of Korean companies, right? But I mean, the way crypto works, right? After you have your 15 seconds of fame, it is very hard, excuse me, to to get that spotlight again, right? Icon did 100x, came back down to what, 5x or something. Now it's going to be hard to go back up, especially if, like, unless you have somebody who's great with marketing and is out there in the front, right? Like Justin Sun, like a Vitalik, like a Charles Hoskinson, right? I mean, I don't really. I think their spokesperson is Min Kim, but I don't think he's really out there in the public eye like that. I think he's more private, more reserved, right? I mean, you gotta have a hype man. You gotta have a spokesperson who's out there. Like that's why. I mean, regardless of what you think about the tech of Tron, Justin Sun is the best hype man of all time, and he's a crypto legend. Getting lunch with Warren Buffett for $4.5 million, that money has probably done 100x return on his investment. I mean, I was watching some video on Forbes, and they began talking about Justin Sun, and I was like, God damn, pardon my French, but I was like, wow, this guy is everywhere. I mean, like the media, and he's getting this just from the announcement. What's gonna happen after the lunch? Like, imagine he brings all these big names in crypto to the lunch. Now everybody's gonna want to interview him to see how the lunch went. I mean, Oprah might call him and be like, "Hey, Justin Sun, how was that lunch with Warren Buffett?" I mean, every media company, every financial media company at the minimum, but even tech companies, right? Every company's gonna anybody is gonna want to interview him, right? Hey, even I may do an AMA with him after that as well. I think that could be a good idea, right? So the ROI on that, I mean, God, I mean, wow, unbelievable. But anyway, back to Icon, right? Basically, I mean, I'm not bullish on Icon at the moment, right? I mean, it's still what top 50 market cap, right? But I mean, but all this can change, guys, right? Because the market is kind of getting better, right? So if this, I mean, and I haven't really kept up with the roadmap, right? But if they kind of hit the ground hard, it could be a good hold, right? To kind of, because as the market is getting better, you don't want to be in low cap coins, right? And Icon could be one of those coins that maybe has some potential, right? But me personally, I sold my last stake in Icon last week. Dude, what are your top 5 cryptos? I think I kind of mentioned them, right? But if I had to start from scratch, right, and invest top 5 cryptos, right? If you said, hey, I would say depends on the time frame, right? If you said, Ian, hey, pick a portfolio, pick companies that you're going to invest in, and not look at for 1 year. Come back 1 year later, right? I would say Matic Network. I will put money in that and not look at it for 1 year. Uh, Loom Network still, even though the price has been pretty stable, it hasn't really been moving much, right? That one I believe in. I mean, Binance is crushing it, even at the all-time high. I think they still have moves to make, right? I mean, BitMax. Actually, no. I mean, BitMax would be on my watch list, right? I think they have potential to be like a Binance, but I have to see their CEO be more out there in the public eye, like CZ is with Binance, right? I feel like any project you gotta have that hype man, right? That person, that spokesperson, that people can talk to publicly. They can they can love you publicly, they can hate you publicly, right? But you gotta have somebody people can look at, right? I think gone are the days of being Bitcoin and having no central authority, like how Satoshi Nakamoto just vanished. I don't think you can do that anymore, right? It's going to be tough, right? Because now the space is so crowded, right? How do you differentiate yourself if you're really decentralized, right? That's why decentralization is, in my opinion, right, in terms of complete decentralization, is a pipe dream, right? Sorry to anybody out there who feels offended, but I mean, who's gonna get a token on? I mean, okay, maybe if they have like a foundation, maybe, right? Maybe that foundation, right? Maybe that foundation spokesperson could be the hype man, but you gotta have that, right? Ethereum has Vitalik, Tron has Justin Sun, Cardano has Charles Hoskinson, right? You gotta have that hype man, right? So anyway, back to the list, right? So Matic Network, Loom Network, maybe BitMax, right? Because Binance for sure. Binance is good, but it's overvalued. But they're going to be doing margin trading and all that stuff. Still has lots of potential. But Binance 10 years down the road could be the like one of those Amazon, Google, Facebook type companies, right? That survived and right because they're at all-time highs even despite the bear market, which says something, right? So Binance would be more like a double down on a winning company. Uh, Outside of those, what else would I touch? Uh, I mean, Cosmos, although I haven't looked much into it, right? But it's been getting lots of respect in the developer world, right? So Cosmos maybe, right, which is Atom, the token. Anything outside? I mean, Ethereum still, right? Uh, these are more of the high cap coins, right? Because if you're not gonna look at it for 1 year, right, you have to really be confident, right, that this is gonna be there, right? So this is a very conservative portfolio, right? So I mean, I'll definitely have an exchange in there, a protocol in there, um, probably probably no dApps in there. All right, so I think those would be my top five cryptos. Now, if I had a more aggressive portfolio, right, a portfolio that I was trying to do like 100x, right, but I was also willing to lose everything, right, where I said, okay, you know what, if I lose everything, I don't care, right? Okay, if I had that kind of a portfolio, what would I add? I mean, I would probably add Harmony, right? I mean, Harmony is a Hall of Fame project, right? I think that one definitely has lots of potential. Those guys are in Silicon Valley making big moves, right? Definitely one to watch out for. Um, what else would I add? I mean, MetaHash I like, right? MetaHash is very well developed, but you guys have heard it enough of MetaHash. Outside of that, actually, hold on. Let me pull up my watch list. All right, so on my watch list, yeah, I mean that's kind of what's on my watch list. I mean, one project I've been keeping an eye on is Multivac still. Basically all the Hall of Fame projects I have on my list on my spreadsheet, right? Even if I may not be invested in them, I still have them on my watch list, right? So I'll probably add those like Chromia, Cody, right? RSK, to be honest, not at the moment. Even though I have some RSK RIP tokens, I probably would not be invested in them at the moment. I mean, long term, unless Diego comes on an AMA and crushes it. All right. I mean, 20x has been doing well, so I probably have some Function X tokens, right, in my super aggressive portfolio, right? Um, I think that's probably it, right? So, I mean, I think for any, let's say you're building a portfolio, right? I think you gotta have a protocol on there, right? You gotta have an exchange in there, right? I'm not sure about privacy coins. I don't think privacy coins have been performing well in the last 1 year. Unless I'm wrong, I don't really know any privacy coins that's been pumping. I know the first go around, lots of privacy coins were pumping. Actually, privacy coins were the best performing category in crypto when I joined the space, right? But now it seems it's like exchanges and protocols, right? So I mean, I'll probably have like a high cap protocol and a low. I'll probably kind of divvy that up on tiers, right? Like maybe a high cap protocol, medium cap protocol, low cap protocol, right? A high cap exchange, medium cap exchange, low cap exchange. So kind of like spreading risk, right? So let's say we're gonna invest in 10 tokens, right? Just kind of spread out the risk, right? Probably a high cap exchange like Binance. Low cap exchange is probably what, like, yeah, probably BitMax. Medium cap exchange is probably a KuCoin, right? In terms of protocols, high cap, Ethereum. Uh, Medium cap would probably be what? Maybe Cosmos or something, right? Low cap would probably be. I mean, I'm very bullish on Casper Labs, guys. I mean, whew, man. I mean, the moves they were making, because we were there at Techstars Incubator, right? So whenever that comes out, oh, I mean, that one is a good. That one I'm bullish on, right? Not financial advice, but when it comes out, whether it's low cap or medium cap, right, in a very aggressive portfolio, I would have that in there, right? So Casper Labs as low cap or medium cap, depending on the market cap whenever it comes out, right? Ethereum was the high cap, maybe one more in there, maybe like a Harmony or something, right? If Casper Labs is low cap, then the medium would be maybe Cosmos, right? That's six, right? If we were to add other projects in there, um, actually, let me pull up CoinMarketCap, right? Because I think this is a very good activity. This is also why I'm very passionate about token metrics, right? Because it can help us with things like this, right? Because I've been learning as well, right? Portfolio allocation is key, it's crucial. Right? I've been reading white papers on dynamic asset allocation, reading different research things on it, and I think it's something that I myself was overlooking, right? So if we had to go to like a medium cap protocol, I mean, I would have 20x slash function X in there. I mean, I think they've done a great job executing, right? And Zach is a great hype man. He's a great spokesperson, right? Let's see what else we would have in there. I'm having trouble filling up to 10 coins. I mean, to be honest, I probably have a stable coin in there, just to kind of mitigate risk, right? Right. So let's say like 10% is in cash or something, right? So I'll probably, if I had to pick a stable coin that I trust, I haven't done much research on them, but I mean, I use Gemini Exchange, and I know they're one of the best regulated exchanges out there, right? And their stablecoin is approved by the state of New York, which has a very high barrier of approval or entry, right? So I'll probably trust the Gemini dollar. So I'll probably put like 10% into Gemini dollar, and probably send that to Celsius to earn 8% on annually, just as my cash reserve. Yeah. So okay. So we have layer one protocols. Let's add some layer two protocols to kind of wrap it up, right? So three exchanges, three layer one protocols, then three layer two, right, protocols, right? So we have Binance, KuCoin, BitMax, right, as the tier one, tier two, tier three, or high cap, mid cap, low cap, right? Then with protocols, we have Ethereum, let's say Cosmos, and Casper Labs, right? Casper Labs is not out yet, right? As the high cap, mid cap, low cap. Then layer two, Loom is probably my mid cap layer two protocol. Layer one, probably 0x, if I can find that here. Yeah, 0x is probably my high cap, then Loom, mid cap, then low cap. Um, I mean, to be honest, I don't know what I would use for that one. Let me just take a look at this again. Yeah, I feel like I should have some kind of Asian project in there, but I don't think we have. Actually, the exchanges we have are all Asian. uh, let's go to the next 100 and see if we can find any low caps here. Oh, Matic Network. There we go. Yeah, so we would have 0x, we would have Loom Network, then Matic Network, right? Plus the Gemini dollar stablecoin as our cash reserve, but having that on Celsius for lending or some other platform you like. But for my initial research, it seems like Celsius is the best one. So earning 8% on that cash reserve. And yeah, those are 10 coins. Right? And I think that's a pretty solid portfolio long term as well. Right? Wow. Okay. Actually, just to impress myself. Great question. Great question. Whoever asked that. Right. That was a great question. Right. So you see, just for top five, I gave you top 10. Right. Top 10 for a balanced portfolio, not financial advice. All right. So next question. What do I think of BAT token, basic attention token? To be honest, I mean, I haven't really thought much of it, right? I did download the browser like 1 or 2 months ago because when mycrypto.com and my Ether wallet were having issues with the Ledger wallet, right? And you couldn't really send any transactions. You had to like because I think they removed UTF support or something like that. So I had to use a different browser, right? So I tried Basic Attention Token. I mean the browser. Then I tried Opera, all right, but Opera was much better for me. Well, not, is it Opera or Opera? Well, Opera for me was was great, right? So I prefer the Opera browser, even though right now I'm in Chrome still. I still like Chrome, but the browser was nice. The only issue was for me personally getting all the plugins I use because I have a bunch of plugins, guys. Right? I have so many plugins from AdBlock to the crypto plugins. Like I use SimilarWeb for measuring web traffic, right? So like for example, when I'm doing research on a site to see like if it's a trustworthy site, I see how much traffic it gets, even though it's not loading here. Okay, here it's loading, right? So I use this plugin, right? So when I see a site has credible traffic and it's been around for a while, right? I use PitchBook plugin for looking into companies, right? Right. So I have so many plugins that I use, right? And until they have all those plugins, until they have like that app store or plugin store, I'm probably not going to switch, right? Google has my attention in it because it has all my plugins, right? So until they can import all those, maybe they can. I don't know. I haven't looked much into it, uh, but from the initial look and feel, right? When I was trying it out, it was a good browser. And for the token itself, I'm not sure how it's going to perform. All right, so I can't really say much other than that, right? But I mean, he comes from the founder of Mozilla, right? And that did well for a time, right? But and from a tech perspective, it seems to get a lot of respect because it's listed everywhere, like even Coinbase. So I mean, I think they must be up to something. They must have done a great job winning over that community, right? But the token itself, I'm not so sure, right? I did hear, right, that they'll start paying out to users. So maybe I guess that's why you're asking the question, right? People will earn the token from advertisers now. My response is, what took so long? I mean, the ICO was what almost 2 years ago. All right, what took so long for them to start paying out people? Unless I'm mistaken, right? But that's kind of my high-level take on it. MetaHash. I've kind of answered this already, right? Expect a brand new exchange in 1 to 2 months, right? Max, right? They just signed the contract this week, right? And it's an exchange I've been talking about here, right? But that's all I can say, right? They have been trying to solve the issue with farming, right? People have been complaining about farming where people are using like virtual machines or VMware to mine like 10 computers on one computer to earn more tokens. Right, so I think that they've solved that issue. Right, Ivan on Tech is making a video with them building building an app. Right, I think the first video is out. I think there are more videos coming out as well. I have to double check. Right, but yeah, I mean, I'm still a believer. Oh man, this has been a very long live stream. But it's been a while, so I had to come here and kind of show some love, right? Okay, so boss, can you tell us what you think about Nano? Uh, I don't think much of Nano. I mean, if I recall, they had like a very small developer team, right? It's kind of one of those organic No ICO projects that's done well. Right, they got onto Binance. It's what, top 20, top, where is Nano? Okay, top 45 market cap, 41 in market cap. I mean, so it's done pretty well, right? They had the whole rebrand, but I haven't looked much into it other than that, right? So I can't really say much of it. But I mean, it made money for people who got in early, right? That's all I know about it, to be honest, right? And people who swear for the tech, but I can't really say much about it, right? But that's the whole point of token, right? When I relaunch it, the idea is we'll have an opinion on everything, right? I'm hiring a team that's going to be analyzing token projects all the time. You guys, the community, can submit projects as well for a review, and you guys can also help out with filling out the details on the projects, right? So that we can score them, right? So it's gonna be kind of, in a way, user generated as well, right? There'll be a user and a community involvement in this, right? Because the idea is to get everybody to the moon together, right? In a legal way, in the best legal way possible, all right? When do you think Bitcoin will moon? Good question. Good question. Right. I'm not really much of a trader, right? But we're in the process of hiring a trading analyst to kind of work with me full time, and he may also even be helping me do content, right? But in terms of what I have on my trading view, let me pull this up here. Okay, it looks like I was looking at Harmony. Let's go to Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, there definitely was a pullback, right? It seems like the excitement kind of has gone away for now. Let me just try to fix the screen here. All right. Let me see if I can zoom up. All right. So when do I think Bitcoin is going to moon? I mean, right now the trend is still, it's semi-bullish, right? Depends on how many indicators you want to look at, right? Obviously, I'm not a trading expert, and this is not financial advice, right? Uh, but let me just, so what I've been looking at, me personally, in terms of indicators on TradingView, these ones came highly rated on TradingView for crypto, right? I've been looking at Crypto Turtle and and EMA envelope, right? So let me first start with that moving average one, right? And what I like about this, and basically all the stuff that's bullish is in green, right? Then when it's not green, it's not so bullish, right? But I think in trading, right, there are several indicators to use. And I think a good rule of thumb is to use 3 indicators for confirmation before you do any kind of trade, right? So not just using one indicator, right? So looking at this, right, we're above the moving averages. And I think the way they set this up is it's 20-day moving average. But anyway, I mean, this has been pretty consistent. The way I've been backtesting this is, would this have predicted the bear market in January 2018? Would this have called the top? And based on this, yes, this would have told you to sell by latest April 2018, right? But anyway, right. So right now, so yeah, this is on the daily. Let me go to the weekly. Right, so let me zoom out. Yeah, so we kind of had this cross, right? So as soon as we cross over the green line, it turned bullish, right? All this is green, right? And now we're still above this, right? So things are still bullish, right? It obviously came down, but I don't think now is really a time to sell if you're thinking long term, right? Because look at this, right? The last time it was green was January 2018, right? So it's been a pretty good indicator. Obviously, not for financial advice, right? But all this time here it was red. So basically, here was the time to start shorting or just be on the sidelines out of the market. And then it turned green, right? So this is just one indicator. The other one is Crypto Turtle, right? This one is kind of the same thing, right? So here, okay, I'm not even sure how this is supposed to be read. Yeah, so basically when it's green here, I believe, is when it's good, right? Green and red, right? Red is bad, green is good. So here it turned green, February 2018 or so. I mean, 2019, this year, right? And so far, this is still green as well. So if we use that and this EMA, right, same time frame here, right? This got green earlier, right? So maybe this was kind of a leading indicator, and this other one was more of a lagging indicator, right? So maybe this, and also, I mean, just looking at the volume here, and this as well, like this here, whatever it's called, I don't even know all these names. This VPCI thing, I think it's volume per something. Anyway, so this when it kind of went all the way down here, this was kind of like the bottom in a way, right? If we can move to the last time that happened. But anyway, I mean, I think things are still bullish, right? So I'm definitely not gonna change my sentiment, right? But I definitely realize that, I mean, having somebody who can do technical analysis full time, just even for me, is going to help, right? So that's why I've been hiring a second analyst on our team to kind of take care of this, right? So we're almost done with the hiring process, so stay tuned, right? So you may have somebody joining me on the live streams, right? And yeah, very excited. But in terms of Bitcoin, when's it going to moon? I mean, technically, we've already been mooning, right? Because we came all the way down from 3,000, right? 3,000, 4,000 to 8,000, right? So, I mean, Bitcoin, last time I checked, was the best performing asset for 2019 already, right? Over 100%, right? And I think now that we're in the bull market, and then Facebook is going to be launching the Facebook coin, whatever it's called, the global coin, or Libra, right? So I think the times are good. We have J.P. Morgan, Samsung, Facebook. I mean, all these big enterprise companies getting into crypto. They're now pro crypto. Before they were all about DLT, distributed ledger technology, blockchain, not about crypto. Crypto was like that odd cousin or odd son, kid, or whatever, right? That you didn't talk about. But now they're all talking about it. So I feel like we've matured as an ecosystem, as a community. So I mean, I'm bullish on Bitcoin. I think we're gonna reach an all-time high very soon. I mean, I think we'll break all-time high of 20,000 this year, right? Just obviously, just my opinion, me speculating. But I mean, I think it's possible, right? So that's really my take. So when's Bitcoin gonna moon? It's already mooning. Right, right now is really like a pullback, right? We just have to see if it's gonna break support. But I mean, for now, signs are still bullish. And good segue. Any ideas about Facebook coin? I mean, rumors, or I guess the media is saying they're gonna be releasing the white paper and making an announcement this month. I believe June 18th. Now, I mean, I love this. I know everybody in crypto who's for decentralization, all the anarchists hate this, but I could care less. I mean, I'm an investor first, right? All I care about is making money. I mean, I've been honest about that from day one, so I don't think anybody should be surprised, right? That I'm an investor who likes making money, right? But Facebook has over 2 billion users, all those eyeballs getting exposed and educated to crypto is good for the ecosystem, right? Let's say they use WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook Messenger, and they use their stablecoin to send money to their family, their friends, whatever, right? This could kill Venmo, right? Because all these people would have to learn about crypto. And once they're exposed to cryptocurrency, then they are exposed to exchanges, to Coinbase, to Binance, to KuCoin, BitMax, whatever, right? Then they learn about other cryptocurrencies. Because think about it, how did you guys get exposed to crypto? Right? Somebody told you about it, right? For me, my friend Eric of Pareto told me about Bitcoin, how much money he was making from just hodling Bitcoin and Ethereum. Then I learned about it, did some research on it, joined Coinbase. Right? Coinbase was my onboarding round to crypto. Right? Bought Bitcoin and Ethereum. Right? Then after a few months, discovered altcoins. Right? Said, hey, you know what? Bitcoin and Ethereum is going kind of slow. Let me start playing with these altcoins. Right? So even though Bitcoin and Ethereum was what got me into it, I'm now doing ICOs, IEOs. Now I'm doing this full time. Right? So Coinbase, Bitcoin, and Ethereum is what brought me to crypto. It was my onboarding ramp. So if we can replace that and use that with a stablecoin for Facebook, right, and do it to 2 billion people, I mean, thinking as a marketer, right, imagine 2 billion people. If you get just 10% of those, right, to convert and get into altcoins, right, that is 400 million, that is 10% of 200 million people, right? That's a lot of people. I mean, that's a lot of people. That's 200 million. If each person is spending $1 a day, that's $200 million trading value. And if that can become, if they're spending $100 a day, right, that's even more, right? Because this is how we get new buyers in, right? Because for crypto to go mainstream, we have to get more eyeballs. So I think it's great for awareness, for bringing brand new people, brand new eyeballs to crypto, right? So I think this is going to be big. It's going to be huge, right? Then even Apple is doing their crypto kit, right? They're bringing cryptography to the Apple iPhone, right? Which people think can lead to them adding crypto wallets, right, on the iPhone. So I mean, what a time to be alive, guys. I mean, this is why getting through the bear market was worth it, right? Because now we're in. We're in before the hype, right? This is like a Yeezy sneaker drop, right? Because they came out recently, right? It's like a Yeezy sneaker drop, and we're there, and it's like we already bought our shoes before they even dropped. Or we already got into pre-sale before the ICO is coming out, right? So I mean, when everybody gets into crypto from Facebook, and whatever that brings, I mean, we're here before the bull market, right? So we won't be buying the top. If anything, we'll be taking profits at the top, which is where you want to be, right? You don't want to be the person who's buying the news, right? You want to be the person, right, who's selling the news, right? And yeah, I'll just end that question on that. Indian Dan isn't a catast. Not sure what that means. Let me go to the next question. Cloud coin. I don't know what that is. Haven't looked much into it. What do you think about Chinese products like Ontology and Qtum? Good question, guys. Good question. I mean, I think, I mean, I'm not even trying to have a hot take, but I feel like lots of Chinese projects haven't been performing well as of recently. And I think even the market as a whole hasn't really been viewing them in the best light. I'm not sure whether that's on regulation or whether because they've been viewed as pump and dumps, right? I mean, I mean, I haven't really been happy with how things happened with QuickChain, how they screwed investors, right? Then Eden Chain, even though they're not Chinese, they're Korean. right? I mean, but I mean, I have a bad taste in my mouth with lots of Asian projects that I've invested in, right? And I mean, we basically got screwed. But I mean, the exchanges have done well, but I'm not sure about the protocols, right? If we go on CoinMarketCap, right, where is Ontology? Ontology is 22nd. I mean, they've kind of maintained their market cap rank, right? NEM is still here, right? But I mean, even Neo fell out of the top 10. Neo used to be like top 5, 6. Neo is 18th now, right? Qtum is 31st, right? Um, I mean, so I don't really have much of an opinion, although uh, I think Asian projects have it's been more of the wild, wild west over there, right? I'm not sure whether it's the market makers or the projects. I mean, I've heard so many. Okay, I mean, okay, I do have a hot take for you. One of these projects, uh, I met a company that I mean, I've heard about them giving like secret bonuses to investors and not even disclosing that. I mean, and this is coming from other entrepreneurs who spoke with the CEOs, right? This is so, but hey, this is not first-hand knowledge. This is second-hand knowledge from people, in my opinion, I think are credible, right? But the project shall remain unnamed, but it was a project that I was an investor in, right? That I don't like anymore, obviously for other reasons before this, but this was like the icing on the cake, right? The icing on the bad cake, the direct cake, right? So I heard from this founder of this other project I invested in that this project told him that they had a very they what they did is they would restrict the circulating supply when they launched, right? Then the project pumped, right? It basically pumped on KuCoin, right? Uh, then when they wanted to go into Binance, Binance said, "Hey, hell no! Like this product is pumped way too high. It's gonna get onto Binance and dump, and we don't want to add any token that's gonna dump on Binance, right?" So, this CEO told Binance, "Hey, you know what? What if we just sell our own tokens to dump the price to bring it back down to reality, then we list, right?" And Binance was like, "Hey, that's not our problem, right?" Then that's what the CEO did. They sold their own tokens on KuCoin basically, or whatever exchange this was, right? They sold their own tokens to dump the price so that they could get it listed on Binance, because Binance wouldn't take the project because they thought it had pumped way too high, right? And this was coming from an entrepreneur, a founder on a project. Actually, sorry, I didn't invest in this project, but it was a project I wanted to invest in. And he told me because he was talking to this other team, other CEO, that hey, this is what's going on behind the scenes. And when he told me that, I wasn't really surprised because I had I had heard rumors and allegations that this project was very shady, right? They were doing a bunch of crazy stuff. But when I heard that they dumped their own tokens on their community because because the price had pumped too much from them restricting the supply, right? And other exchanges weren't going to list them because they felt it was going to crash, right? So I mean that was horrible, right? So you have things like this happening, right? And I'm not trying to single out like Asian exchanges per se. I just think that the regulation there is so unclear that I mean even exchanges, you have lots of exchanges with fake volume, right? That's not to say American projects or exchanges are angels, but because of the SEC, I mean they can't really do stuff like that, right? That's why American exchanges are the most conservative with listing brand new tokens and even pump and dumps, right? And even with, I mean, that's why you have the SEC suing projects like Kin and Kick, right? And like, what was that? What was the other one? Potcoin or something like that? Or sorry, Paragon, right? Paragon and Airfox, right? So in the U.S. it's very conservative, right? But I feel like in these in whether even though China banned ICOs, right? But I feel like that's why they banned ICOs. I mean, right? So hearing this coming from the mouth of a founder of a very credible project, right? This project is like top 130 market cap, right? Trading on a credible exchange. When he told me that this other founder had told him the story, oh man, I was like, wow, unbelievable, right? But at the same time, I wasn't surprised because this was a project that screwed investors, right, and their private sale, right? And I was an investor in the private sale. That's why I dumped that project a long time ago, right? Without naming too many names, right? Even though I may have given too many hints. But anyway, that's kind of my take. Now, I'm not saying Qtum or what was the other one, or Ontology, right? Those are not the projects I'm talking about, right? But I would be very cautious with projects in jurisdictions that have a wild wild west tendency, right? Uh, Now, Ontology is a high cap coin, so that one is I think more legit, right? And Qtum as well is a high cap coin, so it's more legit. But I mean, I'm not holding any of them, right? I was supposed to have an interview with Da Hong Fei of Neo and Ontology, but that was during consensus, but schedule didn't work, right? But yeah, that's kind of my take on it. Not trying to make anybody paranoid, just keeping it 100. But yeah, so my take on Chinese projects. I mean, outside of exchanges, I'm not holding any Chinese projects. If I'm gonna get into any, I'm gonna do as much due diligence as possible on them, right? And not try to get wrecked or get manipulated by the project or market makers or other investors in the project, right? Because I mean, they're more aggressive with trying to get their money. Let's just say that. What about Bitstack Exchange and their IEO? Bitstack, I mean, so they're partnered with Bittrex, which hasn't really done so well recently with IEOs. They were supposed to do an IEO on Bittrex, but I think they pulled out because the Bittrex IEOs were performing poorly. Then they chose to IEO on their own exchange. I mean, I personally passed on it, right? But I mean, it seems they have the potential to do well, right? As an exchange, I'm not sure about the token or the IEO, right? But I mean, anything with Bittrex right now that's hasn't really performing well in terms of IEOs. But I think they are kind of trying to fix what they're doing. I mean, maybe Bittrex could be performing well because they're doing everything by the book, and they aren't pumping and dumping their own tokens or IEOs. That could be why Bittrex is not doing so well. Maybe because they're too clean, all right? But BitDex, I didn't invest in, but that's all I can really say. Okay, do you see Grin as a good privacy solution? I mean, it seemed to have lots of hype initially, but it seemed that hype has kind of died down, right? I know Grin and Beam, right? They're all built on the same technology, I believe, right? And they had some initial hype. Uh, Let me see where they are now. It's not even in the top 100. Huh. I mean, is it going to be the solution? I mean, I don't think so. If it's okay, it's 142. I mean, I think privacy coins are going to have challenges getting adoption in this world we're going into, where regulation is needed, right? I don't think like a pure private coin. I'm not sure how the price even works, right? So I guess I'm just speculating here, right? I'm not sure if it's optional privacy or if it's a full-on privacy, but I mean, I don't think Grin is the solution, to be honest, at a high level as the outsider looking in. I think, I mean, right now Zcash is has the most market cap, right? So I think, right, where is this? Monero and Zcash. Where is Zcash at? I think those are the top two privacy coins at the moment. Now, potential to surpass those. I mean, I personally would not bet on it. I mean, since the hype has died down, so I don't think it's gonna catch up anytime soon. But hey, who knows? All right, guys. It's 9 a.m. I mean, at 9 p.m. here. We've been on what, 2 hours, 3 hours? I lost track. So let me kind of wrap up, right? If you guys like this live stream AMA, I know it's been a while, right? Give it a thumbs up, share with your community audience, share with your friends on Telegram, Twitter, right? Share with the Sparkster community. Hey, I've answered all the Sparkster questions. Sparkster unlock is tomorrow, right? Let's see what happens. Let's see if the hype is real or if the FUD was real, right? Whatever it is, it's going to be the moment of truth. All I know is, just to kind of recap, right? If the price is dumping ASAP, if like the first hour is down 50%, I'm going to hodl, right? Because I think they could just be shaking out the weak hands before they do any marketing or any market making to support the price, right? And you don't want to be that guy who sold, right, and then see everything else just take off, right? Because same thing happened with MetaHash, right? It went down 60%, then went to 2x, right? Even Matic Network, right? It went from like what, 5x to like 1.8x, right? Then it went to 15x. Even Chromia, right? Chromia, right? They didn't really put out much, waiting for people to kind of get out to dump. Once they're out, then they put out all the news they have and the market making, right? So you don't want to take that out, right? But you also don't want to take it out from hodling, which makes it tough, right? So I think with that, it's going to be very interesting, right? So I'm going to be watching. If it's up above ICO price, I'll look to take some profits, right? If it's 1x, I'm probably going to sell a third of my initial position. If it's up 2x, I'll sell 2/3 of my initial. If it's up 3x, I'm going to or more, I'm going to sell my initial position, right? And if it keeps going up, and they end up announcing masternodes or staking, then I'm going to look at that point to stake some money, right? Because I mean, we do have a huge bag of Sparkster, right? We invested a lot, right? Our group, right? So I mean, let's see what happens, right? For those asking about MetaHash, right? I'm still holding, right? I'm just delegating and that passive income, right? My top 10 portfolio, which I covered, right? Which I think is a very good way to kind of view things, right? If you had to pick 10 coins to put money into, just to kind of recap, right? I would think of getting a protocol, exchange, layer 1 protocol, layer 2 protocol, exchange, and a stablecoin, right? And each one would be based on market cap, right? So layer 1, the high cap would be Ethereum, mid cap would be like Cosmos, low cap would be Casper Labs, which is going to be an upcoming IEO that I'm very bullish on. We almost invested in the equity round. It was just the 12-month lockup. It was a long time, so we figured we're probably just gonna look to buy on exchanges maybe, right? And they're doing an STO and an IEO. I will be doing a interview with them on my channel, probably July or August, right? Probably closer to when they announce the IEO, but we think this is going to be on a credible exchange. I mean, creme de la creme, not financial advice, right? Yeah, so that's going to be my low cap layer 1, right? Layer 2 is going to be uh, high cap is going to be 0x, I believe. Did I say 0x? Yeah, I think I said 0x, Lou Network, and then Matic Network, right? Then exchange, high cap is going to be Binance, mid cap is going to be KuCoin, low cap is going to be BitMax, right? Then a stablecoin, if I had to pick a stablecoin to use, I would pick one in the US, one that's regulated, right? So the Gemini dollar, because I use the exchange a lot, right? Because they have no withdrawal limits, right? So when the market is getting wrecked, you can pull out like $500,000 to $1 million, right? Coinbase is always bothering me with those limits, right? Like I had like a withdrawal limit for like half a million. Then because I didn't use it for like months, They took it down to like 100 grand, which I hate because every time I have to withdraw more than that, I have to like put in a request, which takes like a few weeks just to even hear back, right? So I just kind of moved to Gemini and either that or just other exchanges, right? Then that would be my cash reserve, and I'm looking more and more into lending, right? So far from my early research, I like Celsius, right? So I've opened the app, I've done my KYC. I'm gonna use that to kind of store my stable coins and earn 8% interest on that annually, right? So as opposed to just holding that anywhere else, just kind of use that to earn some passive income, so that whenever you want to invest in something or an IE or whatever, right? But I would say mainly for the times you think the market is going to be like bearish, right? But I think having a cash position, I've kind of been learning, right, is the way to go, right? So once again, token metrics, very hyped about that, looking forward to that, right? I can't really put a date on the launch, right? All I can say is we want this to be the best way for us to legally take the community and all of us together to the moon, right? So I've hired the lawyer from Loom Network, right? He's on the team. He's an all-star, right? From Yale. We did one of the biggest IPOs in the history of the American Stock Exchange, right? He did the Gemini, or the Genuity IPO, right? So this guy's an all-star. Having him on the team, doing my legal work is going to be great. He's definitely not cheap, right? We still plan to do the airdrop. We just have to figure out how that's going to do, right? In terms of how to legally structure that. Then we also have to talk to with the SEC, right? So having him be my lawyer is great, right? But also hiring more people on the team, a product manager, an analyst to help with the technical analysis and trading. But anyway, guys, so many things we're working on, right? So if you guys don't hear from me for a while again, right? You guys know exactly what I'm doing, right? You guys know I'm not MIA. I'm busy, head down, tunnel vision, building, right? Because as you guys know, I mentioned before in the video, right? Build your own equity. It's great to invest, right? But also build your own equity, right? Build things that you can have equity in, right? Because you have to make moves, right? Go from, let's say you're making what, under 6 figures to 6 figures to making 1 million, right? But how do you get to 1 billion? Billion is equity, right? Investing and being an entrepreneur, right? And I think it's good to do both, right? It makes sense to do both. Because I know lots of entrepreneurs who are also investors. Lots of founders for crypto projects are investors as well, right? And I mean that's a boss move right there, right? So I think even the investors can also be entrepreneurs as well, right? Because that way, because I know so many investors who have so many ideas and suggestions from investing in so many projects. But the thing is, why not put your money where your mouth is and build something, right? So that's what I'm doing. But anyway, guys, it's been a long time coming. Hey, once again, let's do one more round, one more toast. I feel like, as some of you guys mentioned, this has been a great AMA. This has been one of the best AMAs ever, right? We got champagne. We got champagne. We got Sparkster unlock, right? So from me to you, and vice versa, to the moon and beyond, right? So I'll see you guys next time. I'll have an AMA coming up with Diego from RSK, Rift Token. So bring your questions, all right? Check the Telegram alert for that, right? I'll see you guys on my Telegram channel, ianbalina.com/mastermind. If you want to join my private mastermind group, the paid group, just email my assistant, Ryan at ianbalina.com. I'll see you on the moon. Not financial advice.